Thank you guys for joining us again. I'm really excited to continue this game, and I have something very special planned for our second of possibly 3 games that it's going to take. I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with each of the investigators, just saying what they've accomplished, because each investigator can do something different during a shift of time. And during our first session, we did 2 shifts. So what we're going to do is we're going to have everybody go over briefly what they did during their first 2 shifts. And then we're going to continue with the game. Or if we've run out of time by that time, we'll just schedule a 3rd game. And don't worry, when you join the 3rd game, we will again review what we did during these 2 shifts as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. And you know what? We're going to start with our chief inspector or head investigator. I don't even remember what rank he is anymore, but it's been a year, so possibly he did, advance in ranks, even though it's taking a long time for this investigation to conclude. So, Inspector Novik.
Yes.
Go ahead. What
did I achieve last session? Last session, I told a lot of the other people to do stuff, and they did it. And also I got chewed out by somebody from the Wallace Corporation, and was sent packing with my tail between my legs, and I think that was about all I achieved, to be honest.
Fair enough. And Fenna, loyal Fenna, and I admit I've spent some time on a police force, and so I know that when you have to call in your partner from a vacation time, a standard operating procedure is to go out somewhere, not find that person on purpose, and then report back to your superiors. And I'm sorry, I wasn't able to find them. That's normal standard operating procedure for police, when you kind of care about the partner that you're working with and his vacation time. But not Fenna. Fenna was very quick to find Inspector Novik to pull him back in from his vacation days. But other than that, what else did Fenna accomplish during her last 2 shifts?
Fenna managed to rob our new partner of his meal of noodles. It's just amazing. Fenna is definitely keen on the job. He loves it, and so he offered to go and check the Esper wall and have a look to see what intelligence could be gathered about the snake pit, which was the scene of the crime. Discovering there was a taxi and an identified individual leaving the snake pit, which led to the investigation and a nice cup of coffee, and in the taxi company, where Earl gave over the information from his cab live on the street about the fare that he had taken, who he had reported as carrying a large gun, and looked rather distraught, and was then dropped off at Anemoid Road?
Anemoid Row, yes.
Anemoid Road.
Yes,
and from there... So there so that's as far as the investigations that Fenna took on got her.
And to move on to Percival, the rookie, in his infinite wisdom, Inspector Novik decided not to personally go visit the crime scene, which seemed of maybe secondary or tertiary importance in a case of missing people and murder, but elected to send instead the rookie cop on the ground, Percival, but not right away, of course. Let's let the scene kind of just stay the way it is, and the poor cops that had to protect
I need to justify this.
Oh, sorry.
The body had already been brought back, so I figured that somebody had already been and done that bit. But no, apparently not. Somebody had gone and retrieved the body and just left the crime scene as it was. But because I don't know police. There you go.
But, in your defense, you didn't send him right away. You waited completely a full shift before even. Yes,
well, I wanted to make sure there were no crowds. Otherwise, that was.
Yeah. The poor police officer, maintaining the integrity of this crime scene, he wasn't relieved until you guys came. So he was there all night, all morning, and well into the afternoon.
Relieved.
Yes.
He hadn't been able to take a bathroom break until that point.
Exactly. And Percival, what did you discover? Because you actually did quite a bunch of good work there.
I'm a specialist in forensics. I was made for it. I seem to recall I found there was a very large blood spill in the middle of the room. So that was not hard to miss. But I can't remember exactly what I found now. I think there was lots of evidence, shall we say, stuff that we can now follow up on, and hopefully, get pick up those threads and hunt down what the hell is going on here. There seems to be more to it than just an outright shooting, I think.
Right.
Keen to get on with things and keep myself out of trouble, really. I mean, as the rookie, I'm expecting to be used as a bit of a dog's body, but that's still an opportunity to prove myself a bit. So, keen to get going, really.
And luckily, you're not alone in this now, as your newly assigned partner, Olson Baker, arrives on the scene right before you are headed out to Lilith Memory Lab, which is what I remember from the last time that you decided all together that you were going to go. So, Olson, why don't you go ahead and introduce your character? What was Olson doing until now, and how did you finally finish up your previous job so that you were able to join us on this investigation?
Olson, like many people have had jobs working off colonies, dealing with mini battles as such. Joined the force a couple years ago. Recent job wasn't really clean, but had to do what he has to do. And just with some of what he had experience with was a bunch of synthetics, Reploids, is he brought in for some of his history with them and what his views are. And he's just here to help.
Excellent. Perfect. Okay. So we are going to head back to your spinners. And you are beginning your third and last shift of the day, unless you intend on working throughout the night for whatever reason. And you are heading towards the memory lab. Lilith, it's Lilith Memory Lab. And Inspector Novik, why don't you give a briefing of what you've discovered from the Tyrell Corp regarding Lilith Memory Lab?
I learned that I could probably do with a visit there myself.
Or would you like me to remind everybody?
I seem to recall that there's something to do with one of the replicant having their memory erased or changed.
Reconfigured, yes.
Reconfigured, yes. This is the problem with not playing a game for over a year.
Okay, throw the blame back on me. I got you.
You know what?
Ahead.
I will.
Just do that.
And I know because you're the nicest guy in the world that you're not going to retaliate in any way.
Just for that, we are playing now until we finish, which may go well into 4 o'clock your time on Sunday.
How many shifts is that?
About 5, 6 maybe.
So, the person, the replicant that had their memory reconfigured, it was the Blade Runner that we are pursuing that has fled the scene. Is that not
correct?
Right.
So,
which was what her name was, Layla.
Leia, correct? But
Leia.
We could rename her Layla if you like.
Well, she got a song about her, and that's easier to remember.
Well, I have a neighbor named Layla, so that's perfectly fine. And my mother's name is Leia as well. So either way, that works. Yes.
Have I just offended you by
not at all? Not at all.
Let's change it from your grandmother's name.
This is Blade Runner. This isn't real life. We're okay to call the characters whatever you like. But yes, what you learned from Quell at the Tyrell Corporation was that Leia had her memories recalibrated, which you knew, and you didn't find that from her file specifically because
the file was locked when I tried to look into that.
Yeah, it was for some reason, but the paperwork's still gonna go through at some point for you to get permission to see it. It was locked because, the sensitivity of everything that happened. We don't want anything getting out that might be inappropriate. And so you could certainly, you certainly do know that you were referred to there because you could get some insight into Leia.
I think it's the we want to try and figure out what the reconfiguration or the recalibration involved, I think.
Correct.
Was the deal. Yeah.
Excellent. And so as you guys head to the memory labs, it is located in a largely abandoned industrial area off of Sector 4. When you arrive to the address given to you by Quell, you notice that the building itself is pretty drab. But the building does have this large dome-like feature itself. And as you park your spinners in the parking lot right outside the door, you could see just a large sign above the door that says Lilith Memory Lab. And there is a door in front of you. And as you approach the door, you can see this little roundish object on the door, kind of like almost like an eyelid pops open, and you can see it starts to there's this green line that starts to scan over your face.
Oh.
Okay.
Facial recognition, I'm guessing.
Maybe we can tell you replicant or not. Probably.
Or maybe if we're carrying weapons. Well, let's find out.
Just out. I'm going to get my badge out and hold it up to the scanner thing. I'm assuming we have badges. Yeah, we must have.
Yeah, that's fine. Nope, nothing happens.
I'm just going to try and push the door open then.
Okay. So pressing on that little doorbell buzzer intercom thing, because the door does not push open, you do get from the inside, yes, how can I help you?
Detectives Novak, Benner, Percival, and Baker. Rep detect.
Detectives, well, okay. Of course you can come in, and the door just slides open, and in front of you in a, let's actually let's get the memory lab open up here. And I think there's a way for me to activate it. And I'm not sure if everybody sees the memory lab yet.
No, you will have to.
Okay, I activated it. So on top, does everybody see the...
we don't have tokens in there.
Yeah, there's a thing.
Okay, and you're able to see it or you're not?
No.
Oh, so we don't have
any tokens with vision in the scene.
Oh, I see. Okay, I thought we figured out a way to handle that.
Yeah, you can right click on that and just uncheck the token vision.
All right, well, let's try that for a second.
Has vision or whatever it is.
Oh, here's something loading. Yeah. Oh no.
Well, let's just go all players for permissions, and let's save the changes. We're going to make life easy.
If you go to the lighting tab on that window there, I'm trying to remember it myself. Okay. On the scene.
Ah, yes, of course, lighting.
Yeah. And then uncheck token vision.
All right.
And then click save changes.
Yay.
And then we should all be able to see.
Hey, there it is.
Thank you very
that
much.
is really
My
cool.
goodness.
All right, excellent.
Oh,
So
right, wow.
you're going to see that. And there should also be a whole bunch of items that I could help. Let's see.
So are the 4 little tokens us down there, or is that guards outside?
Sorry, for tokens, I don't see the tokens at this point.
Kind of near the top right of the map there. There's 4 tokens. Not sure where we're coming in.
Yeah, we're not gonna. It's gonna be hand out a mugshot. There we go.
Oh, here we go. We're in that bit. Okay, cool.
All right, if you're there, and now I have to see if I can send you show players. Yay! Show players. This is who you see. Let's close that. That's not the one you see. So do you see Deputy Holden now, or do you see Terry?
We're seeing handout B, the
Electric newspaper.
All right, let's try this again.
The Independent Sentinel, not the quality
Okay.
rag that we were being told about also exists. The other
Contents
one.
of handouts to select the player.
Ripper.
So if you go to the left side of that, do you see different?
No.
No, you don't.
It's just handout B.
All right. Oh, I see. Okay, so. There we go. I think I figured out how to use this thing.
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Yay!
Wow.
Okay, and that is Terry there,
Oh.
and he goes, "Inspectors, how can I help you?"
I'm a bit taken aback by this fella, I think.
Do you have
Because
an
he looks
appointment?
very much like Eldon Tyrell.
I don't see you. I don't see you listed as having an appointment.
No, we don't have
Police
an
business.
appointment.
Are you? Is anybody here for memory reconfiguration? Are you bringing in units for that? Should have been recalibration. Should have been, coordinated.
No, we're here on an investigation. We wish to speak to somebody about a recalibration that was performed on a Nexus 9 unit recently.
Yeah. Who is it that you wanted to speak to?
Well, I'm hoping you could tell me that.
Yes, I see. Yeah. Well, that would be Lilith. This is called Lilith Memory Lab. Would you gentlemen like to stay here for a moment, have a seat, and I'll be back with you momentarily.
Okay. I'm not gonna take a seat. I'm gonna pace up and down impatiently in the foyer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm watching the doors from the entrance and the guy, where he came from.
I'll stand sort of semi-quietly in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I
Let senior
just-
people, senior.
tap the guy in the back before he leaves.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Inspector, ma'am.
thank you. You may go.
Is that all? Okay. Thank you. After a short while, he's like, Lilith is in well, she's just finishing something up, but you can go ahead and he takes you in to the memory lab. So he will bring you in through down the corridors into the room right before where that big dome is.
Ooh. I was
Oh,
wondering
okay.
about that dome.
And The doors are kind of open to the lab, and you could see in the lab there are a couple of children inside on the floor. They seem to be playing with something on the floor. They seem to be like, you know, almost like they're trying to hide something, maybe a little game that they're doing.
Okay. Not hiding something from us, but just from each other. Is that it?
No, they're in on it together.
Oh.
They're little co-conspirators, it looks like.
I just wave at them. Hi.
No, they look back at you and they they giggle and then they go back to what they're doing.
Is this normal? He looks at the children.
Are you getting closer to them?
Oh no, he's just looking at the window and looks over Novak. It's like, is this normal to have children in places like this?
Well, I'm going to go over to them and sort of kneel down to get down to their level and say hi. See what they're doing.
As you kneel down to their level, they look up to you and they kind of giggle, and as you're kind of getting down to their level and perhaps trying to interact with them a bit, you notice they kind of like just fade out. They're kind of like, you know, like those bad, you know, 70s TV static moments, and the kids just disappear as if it was a projection or illusion. And coming out of that, you're going to see and again, bear with me while I try to bring the character up for you to see.
Yeah. So I will look at Baker after he's asked me that question anyway, and I just say normal, and I shoot a glance at Percival.
Well, I don't have many trips in these kinds of buildings sometimes, so you know,
Well,
I'm just getting it from someone more experienced than I.
And as you come out, you see this woman coming forward, and she's taking off some sort of contraption from her head. It's kind of like this, almost like this dome-shaped helmet that has some, you know, pointy objects coming out and little balls attached at the end. It's quite sophisticated, and she sets it down and says, "Oh, 4 investigators. That this must be serious. What and unannounced. What brings you here?"
Do you use your own memories, or is it a just completely imagined process?
Well, everything, even imagined, would be based on personal experiences of the person imagining. No.
The children, then. People you knew?
Oh no, those children are just built up models testing some memory applications. And at this point, I'm going to say, Percival,
yes,
something is going to hit you there. I would like you to not hit you physically. But
okay.
When you kind
Strike
of
me. Oh, well,
yes,
yeah.
it's. I'd like for you to look up your key memory.
Yes.
And that is something that is going through your mind right now. It's almost like everything that you see in this area is what you are living now. And so why don't you go ahead and describe what you see?
Oh, do we all see this kind of played out as well?
No.
Well, this is me having a sort of a memory flashback.
You're having a discussion with Lilith.
Yeah. So I have a memory of myself as a child in housing in up in the hills in LA, and I was playing with my best friend Lee. We'd snuck into some building, one of the ruins near us, and we used to do that a lot. You know, used to play around in the abandoned buildings and see if we could find any old junk and what have you. But it was a pretty that building was in a pretty bad state, and it actually collapsed. And unfortunately, my friend didn't make it out. And that, well, those children playing here, that looks like that was the source code or the source of that memory, because I know it's not real. Was that the scenario that you used to give us memories?
Oh, you're not asking any questions right now. You see that. That's
You're just reliving it, are you?
in your head now. For some reason, something triggered that memory coming through. And I'd like for you to make an insight roll.
Okay.
This is a level 2 stress factor for you.
So, right. Just roll, I guess.
Your insight.
Did it do that?
It did.
All right.
It did. And
No successes, I think.
there are no successes. You are taking 2 levels of stress, which I believe translates into physical for you. Yes, it's yes, because you are a replicant. You're going to suffer. Oh yes, that's right. You suffer stress instead of damage. And as Lilith sees this, she's going to come up to you and she's going to almost whisper something to you. Let's just see what she's whispering to you. So. Why isn't it rolling for me, though? Probably because I'm not rolling in the right place. Let me try that again. Unless it is, I can't see it. Well, this is just me not knowing how to use...
You're rolling on a table?
No, I'm rolling on the character. So, why won't she roll? Let's try. Maybe it's going to be from here. Probably, yeah. Okay. There we go. I've learned it. Okay. All right. Fenna. And she'll go, oh, excuse me 1 second. Fenna, while this is happening, you're having your own little memory as well.
Oh, yes.
Why don't you go ahead and describe what it is that you're seeing at the moment?
I'm at a party. It's a penthouse. I'm up high. I can see lights below me. This is a fashionable place. It's lovely. There's somebody approaching me. I don't understand. People are not supposed to find me. I find people. Why is this person approaching me? And they're attractive. What? Wait. What did I just think? Attractive? No, that's not right. No, I'm not supposed to. That's interesting. I don't know what that was, but who is this person? I should speak with them.
And as you relive your key memory, this bewildering thing, go ahead and roll your insight as you suffer a level 2 stress factor event. Okay, so you don't seem to be as affected as much as Percival. So you are only affected by 1. You take one resolve. And Lilith will come to you as well. And she's going to... why did that go away? But also doesn't seem to make much of a difference. And at that, she's going to turn to Inspector Novik and say, why did you bring them in here? What, without an appointment? What, don't you know this is a memory lab?
What are you doing to these people?
What am I doing to these people? What do you mean, what am I doing to these people?
Shut it off, whatever it is.
There's nothing to shut off. This place. There's nothing running here now. But anyways,
do they look affected? Do they appear to be affected in some way?
The effect seems to have passed.
Oh, okay.
So it's triggered. Percival has suffered 2 resolve, and Fenna has suffered 1 at this point. Mitigated 1 off.
But does it kind of show on them in any way? Like, do they appear to be personally affected by what they've seen? I'm wondering if Novak can actually tell that something has just occurred here that has harmed 2 of his detectives.
Well, you've noticed that they stopped for a second, like they were not participating in any conversation as they were kind of reliving this memory. It was kind of only like momentary, like it was like only a flash.
Quite that way.
But
I probably would have just shot a look across at Baker as I kind of see something flicker across each of their faces or something. A kind of quizzical look.
But Leia was the only one that seemed to have been concerned and have gone and tried to whisper something into their ears or communicate with them in some way. And then she turns to you and kind of says, why would you?
Yeah.
How is it that I could help you?
Your assistant brought us in here. We're conducting an investigation.
Yes. An investigation into what?
A Blade Runner was murdered last night.
Oh my. Well,
at the snake pit.
Oh God, the snake pit. Oh, I've heard of that place. A lot of human supremacists there. Oh, horrible.
We suspect the involvement of a replicant whose memories were recalibrated very recently. We wanted to know what the nature of that recalibration was. Her name was Leia. She is also part of the Rep Detect unit.
Well, first of all, I will mention to Percival and Fenna that that's just momentary. You guys are now in on the conversation and can participate fully. And she says, well, look, it's kind of common that, things can happen to replicants, especially those that work at the LAPD. It's such stressful work. I mean, you really put, these tools to very hard use. And it's people like me that keeps them sane and balanced. I mean, the demands of the work that are imposed upon them, it really, and she'll look over to Fenna and Percival, like kind of like, you know what I'm talking about. So every now and then, one needs to come back and just kind of get themselves back to baseline, get themselves back recalibrated. It's very stressful. I mean, take your spinner, okay? If you're gonna take your spinner out and you're gonna ride it hard and not be careful with it, you're gonna have to do a lot more maintenance on that spinner.
I find your comparison to a mechanical object to be somewhat out of place. We are here because we are able to be here, and our service is of utmost importance, and therefore we are able to handle that. And I assure you, there is nothing wrong with us, and yet we work hard.
Of course, you're FN9. Of course, and she's like shooting daggers now at Willem. I hope that the memories that you were implanted with bring you comfort and solace and give you a good grounding in your work. 100%. Yeah, you are way more than the sum of your physical parts. I couldn't agree more, FN9.
This isn't like some kind of family reunion we're having here. We wanted to know what the nature of the calibration was. We suspect that this person was involved in the murder of another Blade Runner.
Well, are you saying that this calibration work needs to be done?
Well, let's just say that maybe the recalibration work didn't
work it should have been.
Yeah, can you tell us what the nature of the work was?
Well, it's
routine.
I mean, it was just kind of when a replicant fails their baseline test.
Can we just stop you right there?
Back. Yes.
Did Leia fail her baseline test? Is that why she needed the recalibration, right?
Yes, 100%.
She failed the baseline test.
Well, they don't always tell me. They send them off. They bring them back to me for recalibration, and I take care of that here.
Who sent Leia to you?
Oh, the LAPD. Apparently, she was either overworked or suffering some sort of traumas.
Could we see the case notes for the treatment?
That's going to require a roll. But she will. She says, I think, when I brought her in, she seemed to have something troubling about a personal relationship that didn't end the way she wanted it to.
Do you take a recording of? I don't know how I'd explain it. The current status, of a replicant before you conduct the recalibration.
Not before, but obviously we have all the records of the memories that they're implanted with here. This is where they're created.
See those memories?
She's shooting daggers at you again.
Yeah.
You sure?
Is there something wrong, Miss Lilith?
No, of course, Detective. I will cooperate with your investigation fully. And now she's like kind of looking with a pitying type of stare at Fenna and Percival. But I will need from Inspector Willem. I will need a manipulation roll, and you are allowed to use an extra die, which would be Percival's lowest manipulation die. So, Percival, if you go to your character sheet, what is your lowest manipulation die?
I've got D10s and D6.
Okay.
Empathy is D10 and then manipulation is D6. If that's how
okay, so you add a D6 to your roll.
Which is a D, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Which is a D.
Hello. Not let me roll that for some reason. I can roll with advantage. Does that make any
Yeah,
difference?
that's fine. Yeah, especially if you had a D. The D6 is the lowest one anyway, so it's either going to be.
Advantage.
Ooh.
Now is that 2 ones?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
There's a lot of ones being rolled this evening.
Yes, there are indeed.
Isn't that weird? Okay. I failed.
And she'll say to you, I don't think that's quite appropriate. Now these are a person's private memories.
I think it's very appropriate. This is a police investigation. Somebody has been murdered. Perhaps that we need to take you back to the precinct to have a further discussion. I'm pushing the roll here.
Okay, and she's kind of giving like indications to you that, she's kind of like nodding towards Fenna and Percival when she says, perhaps.
Oh, okay. Right. So before I push that roll, then, or well, I still need to do it. Actually, is this a different approach?
No, you're going to still need to push it.
Okay.
Mm.
I'll just go with what I'm going with then.
But are you asking for
my
anything?
dear fucking God, what the hell's going on here?
Jackpot.
I don't believe that. I
So-
call hacks.
It's actually going to work out really well. She's going to say, okay, you asked for it.
Ooh.
And lights go dark. You can't see anything. Inside, a scene begins to emerge in this domed memory lab.
Yeah.
You all see this as if it is you, first person perspective. And as the hologram in the memory lab flickers back to life, you find yourselves each individually in a spacious hall. Golden sunlight beams in through a huge picture window, revealing a red, sandy vista outside. Someone moves past you. A small girl. "Mummy," she says, "you can't catch me." She runs off, giggling, disappearing into the deep shadows. A moment of stillness, of total bliss. Then a sudden, loud bang, shaking the ground, followed by sharp, rattling noises, an explosion, gunfire, people screaming. But the gunfire continues. You run
Yeah.
right towards the deadly danger, to your daughter, rushing through halls bathed in the red light. You see them, masked men clad in black, guns raised. Then you see her lying on the floor, very still. Now it's your turn to scream. And just like that, the scene is gone. The lights in the memory lab turn back on, and you find Inspector Novik. Well, let's roll me. You, I believe, after 5 resolve are broken, or are you? How many resolve do you still have?
I lost. I've got 2 resolve left at the
Oh,
moment.
after that? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you're. Well, how are you reacting to this?
I'm in a cold sweat. I think I might be having flashbacks to my own key memory, to be quite honest, at this moment in time.
Go ahead. Describe your key memory then. What are you kind of feeling?
Yeah. I'm in some kind of office building. I'm surrounded by other members of the LAPD. We're waiting anxiously, nervously, looking at a door ahead of us. We can hear the sounds on the other side. and I can feel like this sense of bile rising up in my throat. My gun is out, pointing towards the door. I'm looking nervously around at the other guys who are pretty much doing the same thing. And then we're trying to find different places of cover, desks, chairs, anything that might obscure us before the door explodes, bursts open, in a sudden flash of light and smoke pours into the room. And then it's just carnage. There's gunfire, screaming, shouting, as a small group of people kind of flood into the room.
And I'm going to also offer a different perspective. You think you also now have a better insight into Leia.
Oh.
Ooh.
How is everybody else reacting to this?
I'm kind of surprised. I'm not sure really what's going on. Not something that means a lot to me. Like some kind of assault, or but no, outside of my experience. So, starting to doubt what's going on. Perplexed. Looking between the rest of the group for kind of a guidance on what to do.
Olsen, you're coming to the realization that a Nexus 9 was implanted with those memories, those very personal memories, by design. How are you reacting to this?
I'm starting to search my own memory for this. Starting to be a bit paranoid, schizophrenic feeling.
I would like everybody except Willem to go ahead and make the insight check, as you are all renewedly suffering a level 1 stress fracture event.
So I just rolled click the insight button.
Correct.
Oh.
You are unaffected. And you are unaffected. Well, at least we know we're not just pushing, ones out all the time. That's really good.
Benna says, "That wasn't my memory."
No, it wasn't. But Olsen, you are deeply affected by this, and you do take 1 resolve damage.
Okay.
I'm shaking at this point. Why would you put those memories into?
Do you read why?
Nexus.
You have to control. How else are you going to control a being of such large power? And she kind of goes over to you because it looks like you are shaking. And she's trying to be very, careful. But everybody else is free to hear this if they like. She goes, replicants are machines. No different from the blasters you carry. Infinitely more advanced, of course. But machines nonetheless. The purpose of the memories I design is to control these machines in the most effective way possible, by imprinting them with a deep trauma. The memory of this trauma is conditioned to be triggered at any time the replicant even considers the possibility of disobeying. This is a unique method for how I make the Nexus 9 replicants fully obedient. It's simple, really. Morality has no role here. You wouldn't want that blaster in your holster to disobey you, would you? And at that, you notice another child coming in.
Is this once again another? Is this in the dome still? In the lab?
Yeah, in the dome. Comes
Does it
in.
resemble one of the children that we'd seen earlier?
Let's see if I can show you what this child resembles. There may be an image. Let's see.
Anna at this point says, I find your views to be incomprehensible and not characteristic. I'm done speaking. I'm going to go have a look around. Novak, don't listen to this woman. She's clearly got an agenda that doesn't fit well with the LAPD. I'm going to be going back to LAPD later and finding out who your contact is.
Hey, you okay?
I'm going to walk. I'm fine. And she walks out the door into the corridor outside.
Yeah, and yeah, you can certainly walk out. What is Willem doing with this new little child that seems to be coming into play?
I'm looking for any sign that this is not a real child in some way.
Everything that you have sensed in here has seemed to you to be real.
Right.
Until Percival kind of tried to interact with one of the children, and that kind of, broke the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that. I'm looking at this child to see if it's the best friend from my memory or not. Lee, I think. Yeah. Same. Looks like about the right age.
Perhaps not. Maybe. There's something similar to it.
Does she appear to be interacting with anything around her? Or is she speaking to anybody?
She's interacting with the little doll that she has.
Oh, okay. I look down at her and I say, I don't think this is any place for children. You run along now, honey.
And at that, Leia goes, Sarah, come here, and she picks up her child. Don't talk to my child like that. Do you know how hard it is to find daycare? A good daycare here. This is a completely appropriate place for a child.
Really? After what I've just seen
and everything else.
I'm not entirely sure I agree with you, miss.
Well, child isn't exposed to these types of things. There are other memories that we make. There's memories of family picnics and happy occasions. We provide replicants with a full plethora of a history of
trauma.
You couldn't take a baby out of the womb and put them into the LAPD. Then these strong memories that we create are simply for control. All other and she'll look at Fennel. Percival, I hope, or it's a PCR 9. I don't remember, but I hope you've enjoyed the memories we've created for you.
Oh well, not all of them. I'd have to say some of them are traumatic.
Well, yeah, but that was triggered by you being here. I other than that, the one time that it would have been implanted in you, you wouldn't have, unless you did something to cause it to be triggered, to immobilize you. You wouldn't have experienced it.
Wait,
you're free to dwell upon.
All Nexus 9s have some kind of traumatic memory placed into their minds so that you can control them?
Not me, you. So that they can be controlled. I create the memories. What safeguards?
That's what the baseline tests are for. What are you talking about?
But what's the safeguard to stop a machine from going off kilter?
Has one ever gone off kilter?
Well, you'd have to check the records, but I'm sure the Nexus 9s had the ones that are out in production have not
been the case.
For the Nexus 9s, this has been the most effective way to stop them from. It's self-triggered, really. If any disobeying would occur, that would automatically trigger the memory. We don't.
What if
trigger
somebody
them.
else had access to this memory that was able to trigger it? Somebody who wasn't LAPD.
Well, that's a hypothetical I can't answer.
It's a hypothetical, but surely some hypothetical idea that somebody must have thought about.
Well, yes. If a memory is triggered, it's a traumatic event, and likely any destructive behavior would be stopped.
What triggers these memories?
Disobeying a direct order, working against what they are trained to do, trying to harm another human, another person.
But replicants fair game. Another replicant.
Don't they have to be able to take out replicant Nexus 8?
Well, this is what I'm wondering.
They have to be able to still take out they're Blade Runners. If we stop their ability from taking out the Nexus 8s, you'd have to do it. You know how dangerous that would be for you?
We had an incident where it appears that a Blade Runner may have killed another Blade Runner.
Well, then I'd say you have your work cut out for you, investigator. Inspector. Chief investigator, whatever your title is. You know, I think you're correct. I think this conversation isn't quite appropriate for my daughter. Are there any other questions that I can answer? I'm not here to discuss the morality of what I do. Those types of discussions are made in boardrooms with people far more important than you and I.
I'm sure that there are plenty of questions that we have for you, but I think it's probably time for a little break.
After the ending of that very tense scene, somebody just broke this case wide open.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah,
And
there's a
so
lot
are there
bit going on here.
any other things that anybody else is asking or doing here? Or are you just going to end your third shift and head into the downtime beds?
Yeah, just that break there discussed that Penna would have gone down the corridors and had a recce of the place and got the lay of the land.
Yeah, and Terry would have accompanied you and taken you through and shown you some of the labs and the conference rooms and, lay of the land here. It occurs to you that this is quite a large space for one person to be working at this point. But, I mean, this area is mostly abandoned. Like, I mean, it probably was very easy to, get this space, rather inexpensively and be able to conduct all her work here in private away from,
I'm being a bit frantic about this. Does the facility look new or old, or as you say, it is quite large? Is it freshly purpose built, or is it repurposed? Well, surely that memory dome can't have been.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's not brand spanking new, not just moved in, but certainly not old and not decrepit. It's rather modern in styling, and the furniture has seen some use, but not over usage. Let's see, it's and Terry keeps this place like kind of clean and neat. Because he knows if he doesn't. That's not actually in the module. That's a little ad-libbing.
I'd like to ask Lilith. So it's quite important that these memories are kept secure. Access to these memories. Who else would know about them? Who else would have access to them apart from yourself?
Well, likely Tyrell Corporation. I mean, they're the ones that have, control over the manufacture of these devices.
I mean, Wallace Corporation, the Nexus 9s.
Yes.
Oh, Wallace.
Yes. I apologize. Yes. Thank you.
No, sorry.
Thank you. I keep saying that because of
because
my own memory issues and growing up with need. Yes. Yes, that's right.
Okay, right. Yeah.
You have a lot of editing to do in the videos now.
But you know what? It'll be my own fault, won't it?
Okay.
I can only blame myself. So the Wallace Corporation has access to them. Who authorized it over at LAPD? Do you know? Is that?
Well, it's LAPD. It has nothing to do with the design of these devices. They just authorize them for use. They certify them. They test our units. I mean, we make Nexus 9s for a whole bunch of purposes, not just police work. They're used, after that whole Nexus 8 fiasco. It took us time to recover from that and gain the trust again. And Nexus 9s are now, fully authorized for use on Earth. We've seen some very bad times here, but Wallace Corporation seems to be up and back at it. You can probably go ask them.
Nexus 9s, of course, are the first replicant units that have had this method of control.
I can't talk to what happened prior to the Nexus 8s. I was contracted for this work for the Nexus 9s.
Fine. Well, thanks for your time, Miss Tyrell. Mrs. Tyrell?
Of course. Detective.
Eldon Tyrell, he was your father, grandfather?
Uncle.
Great
uncle.
Did you know him?
Yes, I knew him. Does this line of questioning have anything to do with the investigation, Detective?
No, not really. Not really.
Well, I bid you a good day.
I was just wondering how you handle a traumatic memory, that was all. And I just turn around.
I've been mic dropped. Wow.
And I'm going to walk out.
All right.
It must be difficult for you to see his face every day.
Mm-hmm. The door is closed the same way that it is closed every time it automatically opens and closes, with thoughts of it being closed more unceremoniously than it actually was.
She could have slammed that door.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the safety protocols, it would have hit you on the way out.
Exactly.
If it wasn't that, it would have suffered a traumatic memory if it tried to cause any harm to a human.
Thankfully. Otherwise
Yeah.
people would
Right now it's
all the time.
yeah.
So we have finished 3 out of the 4 shifts in a day. The last shift is generally used, or at least one of the shifts is used for rest, downtime events. Basically, that you can all kind of rest and recuperate, sleep, the equivalent to going to bed at night. And in Blade Runner, you can do several things with it. You can either spend your time resting and sleeping at home, or if you have, some sort of, downtime street activity that your character would prefer to partake in, then you would be doing that as well. Obviously, the shift would still entail going to bed and sleeping after that. So it is whether you decide a home a type of downtime or a street downtime, you still do sleep at home. So why don't we go ahead and find out each individual person involved. What are you doing with your last shift? Or are you continuing the investigation in some other way, which is also an option?
I believe if they go over 3 shifts, unless you have the
there are
specialty, you
penalties.
suffer. Yeah, just so folks are aware.
And I think I've taken some. I was going to say not trauma, but resolve.
Yes,
My resolve
yeah.
has been challenged a bit, so I'm going to go off and mull about what I've seen and experienced.
And I think I'm again, and I wish somebody in chat would know better than me and can do it. If it is, I believe it is not resolved, but it's actually your strength that is affected. I could be wrong, but for replicants it is different. And again, you will still, by resting, you will 100% be able to get that back. So let's just see where you're at.
I mean, that was
so. Yeah, I believe it is your health. Yeah, it would be your health and not your resolve.
Replicants suffer stress. They don't lose resolve. They lose health.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I believe so.
Instead of marking off resolve, you should have marked off health.
Oh,
right. Yeah.
And I believe that you can, and actually, if I understand it correctly, also replicants will regain 2 after after taking a shift of rest. I believe. And I was reading that again and reminding myself just before the game of all these things. But
well, we can go with that. We don't worry too much about rules. Not on this channel.
I like to get it
more like guidance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. 100%. Okay, we're going to take creative license with it. Sorry, Free League. And so with that, I'm going to say that you can return yourself to full health, but I would, and full resolve, therefore. But I would like you to roll me a 1d8, please.
Ooh. Oh,
or it's a C die.
Where am I going to do that?
Now, so if you go down to the little chat window at the bottom, yeah.
I haven't got the chat. Where's the chat?
Down at the bottom right, you see where the rolls have been appearing on the right.
I haven't seen the rolls. That's the thing. I haven't got.
Okay, so then if you go to the upper right-hand side, that first icon, the one to the left of the icon that looks like a gun.
Yeah.
I believe it's a walkie-talkie or some sort of communicator.
There's the public roll. Hold on.
Yeah, so what? Yeah, you can click the little dice like, no. Okay, just going to have to type this. So / in that bottom window, the white box, / R.
Yeah.
Space 1 D8.
D8. Okay, yeah.
And then just hit enter and it should roll that for you. There you go. Whoa.
And don't worry, you still know how
good
to.
Or bad.
Yes, okay.
Could be good, could be bad.
Okay. So I'd like you to describe somebody that you have dealt with in a previous investigation. And again, you're very new, so this may be somebody from a previous case that you had that you may have helped somebody out technically with, or vice versa. Do you want to describe that relationship? And I'm putting you on the spot here.
I was just going to see, and that's not my key relation.
It could be if you like.
Or I'm going to talk about my key relationship then, because I have, kind of like to refer to her as my. But she's a bit of a slave driver, Mirren, and she's on my back kind of quite a lot, and never really. She's not exactly supportive or encouraging, but we are tied together.
And what is Mirren on your back about?
Well, I'm doing any mistakes I make, and kind of nagging, really, like a Mom, you know, what, you didn't come first in the class? So, I mean, I'm keen to make a name for myself and do well, but it's this constant sense of, well, that she's going to be disappointed or complain about how well or not I've done. So it's kind of stressful, really. But as a relationship that I've had for as long as I can remember, and it's like family, I suppose. But then I'm not sure I know an awful lot about family, or if what I know is real.
And what would you have that person wants?
I don't know what she wants from me, really. I get the impression that she's trying to push me for things that she wants, success, or making progress.
Okay.
Like
and
she's
what is
living
this person's name?
vicariously, is that
Yeah,
you?
almost,
Yeah.
or like she's projecting from her own stress about success and improvement and progress onto me as well.
So you're having a conversation with that person. She's and what did you say her name was again? I apologize.
Mirren.
Mirren calls you on the vid phone. You've had a pretty tough, stressful day. I mean, you did suffer some traumas as far as that. And
the whole memory thing poked up.
Mirren goes, so you haven't called me in a while? What's going on? What are you working on? What's keeping you in your life? Are you seeing anybody yet?
No, I haven't got time for anything like that.
Why not? What's keeping you so busy?
It's police work. You know, I'm trying
But
to.
you're new there. What do you? But don't they make you mix chemicals in a lab or something? You said you were some sort of technician.
No. I mean, it used to be, but now this is field work. I'm actually going out to crime scene, accompanying the detectives.
You think you're ready for field work?
Well,
Really?
I wonder sometimes, but I'm getting by.
Wow, they must be really desperate. Or are they? What are you looking for? Lost kittens, or maybe little animoid animals get caught in trees? You have to go help fetch them down, or something. Or maybe you block the roads while the firemen go with their trucks to get up the trees to get the little animoid butterflies out there. Like what?
No, it's not like that at all. It's much more. It's been much more dramatic than that, I'd have to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been looking at murder scenes, and it's quite stressful because it's best I can say is that it's a murder that's close to home, or close to the police department itself. So if I had any kind of performance anxiety before, I've certainly got it now.
Jeez, well, So wait, is that why you were speaking to that tall, bald guy outside the that seedy club the other day?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, what does he have to do with this?
Well, that's what we're trying to find out.
Who was this guy?
He owns the club where the crime happened, as I understand it. As he was telling us. So,
that
he's
big bald guy.
She's talking about the other guy, Styles.
Who?
Styles was the guy that he was a replicant sympathizer, wasn't he? Or he seemed to be. He seemed to be quite on the side of.
Oh yeah.
He was the gentleman who approached you with information.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah.
God, it's so long.
And you were outside when you first met him, and apparently Miri caught this.
Well, what were you doing around there?
Nothing.
I didn't see you. You could have said hello.
No, nothing. I thought I saw you in passing, and then you said it, and then yes, it must have been you.
Yeah.
But you know, it's good that you have me. I'll tell you what. You know, I'm going to help you. Look, in 3 weeks, I have my cousin Shiri's wedding coming up, and I have nobody to go with. Okay, you're gonna come with me to the wedding. You're gonna come with me as my date.
If you insist. I mean, if I can get away.
Absolutely. And look, I'm gonna make sure that you're gonna tell me everything, and I'm gonna make sure that you have this crime solved and locked up, and everything is gonna be, and you're gonna get all the credit for it too. So you know, when you come to the wedding, you'll be like, you know, what's your rank now? You'll be an even higher rank, and maybe you'll come in your dress uniform and stuff like that. That'll really show Shiri
Confidence in me.
Keeps showing that you know, huge engagement ring of hers and stuff like that. And yes, she's 6 years younger than me and getting married before me, and I know all of that, and that doesn't bother me at all. But you're coming in your dress uniform with your ranks and insignias and stuff like that. Oh, we're gonna have a great time.
I will look forward to that.
Don't worry, it's a kosher wedding. It's the food, you can eat all the food. It's gonna be fine. Now, you know, but you better get that guy. Did you arrest him? He doesn't look right.
He was
was an informant.
Yeah.
Well, do you know where he
anyway,
lives?
I can't be telling you this stuff. I mean, this is all. It's all. You know. It's
Look,
all.
I think you better put your name. Get you know, what do you call that in the police? An all points bulletin, an APB. Maybe you put an APB out for him. Remember, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna make sure you bag this murderer. In fact, he looks like a murderer. Maybe we pin it on him. Then
no, you can't. You know, listen. You know, because you work in the crime lab as well, that we can't just go pinning things on people because we think we don't like the look of them. We've got to come up with actual hard facts. You know, something we can take to court.
Yeah, we can make those up in the lab for sure. Yeah, easy peasy. No, don't worry. You're going to move up the ladder. You're going to be doing great things. Look, she was calling me. She wants to know if I found a date for the wedding or not. I said, of course I did.
Well, great speaking to you. Great talk. And
okay.
I've had a long day, so I am going to. I will speak to you later.
Toodaloo.
Oh, she's so annoying. That I tell you. Trying to organize my life, get on my case. I know she means well, but it is stressful. What can you do? Family. You can't live with them. Not allowed to murder.
So after subjecting Percival to that, I highly doubt I'm going to get any more volunteers for the evening. So let's move to Olson. Olson, what is it that you are doing with your third, with your shift for now? Is it going to be a home downtime activity, or are you in the street? Max?
I'm here.
Sorry, yeah. What is Olson doing as their downtime activity? Is it going to be a street activity, or is it going to be a home activity?
Just home activity, just, you know, like probably looking over some old reports and maybe just checking through the vid and just really just relaxing with some of the stuff he's experiencing. He wants to just relax and probably pass out in front of the TV, pretty much.
Well, go ahead and roll a 1d8, please. And both Willem and Fenna can also queue up their /r space 1d8. Okay. You do exactly that. You go to sleep. And during the night, you have an episode of dreams. But you're reliving some memories that are kind of strange and distorted. Go ahead and describe your your key memory, your trauma that you are kind of dreaming about now, and how it is distorted while you sleep. There's something about this case that's just troubling you and causing your dreams to go awry.
So he's sitting there kind of just he has a drink in his hand, just half almost empty. He's, his hand resting right here. He's like was half asleep, and his body's just jerking in his glass slowly. It seems like it stops, and time stops for a second, and he's remembering that there was a huge bloody battle on a world that he was on by a very nasty colonel, and it was basically a snow-ridden world, and he's watching replicants just sacrificing for each other, and he's just seeing this as they seem more human than him at times, and he's just it's just flashing, reliving different battles of it. And it's just getting it just seemed to get distorted and getting worse and worse. Right now, and he just it cracks, and he might wake up from the shatter of the glass, and he just looks around. He's sweating.
And that dream is occurring for you in the snake pit, where you see a whole bunch of white supremacists that are jeering at a Nexus N9 model dancer up there. And you see a whole bunch of other Nexuses and replicants, and they seem to be fighting each other. And they're having some sort of big argument. And you see 5 LAPD replicants. You don't know what version they are, but you see these 5 or 6 come in, and they start arguing with each other. You hear, we are programmed. We have to save the humans, and others are saying, no, look what they're doing to our kind. And all these dreams of everything you've had, you don't know what side they're on. So while your key memory was that, this dream is kind of distorting everything. And you do not receive the benefit of relieving any stress tonight. And in fact, you have a stress factor 2 event in this dream. So I'd like you to go ahead and roll your insight. For every success you get, you can take away one of the 2 stresses that these dreams are causing.
Okay.
That is 0 successes. So you are going to lose 2 resolve. And I will remind you, when you lose all your resolve, you are broken. Not dead, just broken. And there's fun stuff that happens there. Fenna, we're gonna go to you next. Where is Fenna having her activity? Is it going home, or are you going to be on the streets?
Fenna has got an unsolved mystery, a case that was not handled to her expectations, her most efficient manner. She was told that she was told that the case was closed, but she never got told not to investigate it. Nobody ever told her to stop. And so she has continued, but the interesting part of this is that it's actually her previous partner that she's investigating.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Well, maybe you'll have cause to investigate your current partner as well. You can
Possibly,
just pile up those
yeah.
investigations. Could be.
Yeah. My first partner in the rep tech unit was Rada. And she taught me everything that I know about the street, and I admired her massively. So that when she went missing, I kept looking. I made a pact with myself that I would just keep on looking. So I'm using this time to help continue to try and find out what happened to my partner, Rada.
Okay, and are you doing this by doing an investigation from home, or are you on the street?
Probably at home because I'm now sitting down. Yeah, sitting
okay.
down, chilling at the home.
Fair enough. So go ahead and roll your 1d8.
I'm not sure that I can. Hang on a minute.
Okay, no worries. We can roll it for you.
Oh,
No, I
click your
can't.
keyboard.
Go for it.
Okay,
me a
you'd
roll.
like... Okay, I'll do it for you.
I'm not sure. I can't click the dice icon and it's not letting me do...
No, the dice icon doesn't do anything. Okay.
7.
You get a call on the vid phone.
Hello?
All right. Let me just put it up for us here. Oh, wait. Why don't I have? I must have one. Let me see. Wow. I do have, but I'm not going to. Oh, it doesn't like to. Do I have here anything? No. Okay. Well, we'll just continue. It's your favorite person, and the conversation starts off like this.
Oh,
Except that you can see that it is Deputy Chief Holden that is coughing, and he's like this.
Chief,
Fenna,
you really should take up that golf that I was telling
How
you
come I
about.
can't see Fenna on this thing? Let's do. Fenna, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Chief. I can
Hey!
hear you.
Okay,
Chief,
good.
I can
good,
hear you.
Good. So it's been a whole day already.
Chief,
What's going on? Is Novik stable?
he's doing all right.
He is. Is he performing okay?
Oh yeah, he's on point. It's like he never left.
Do you know that Coco told me that he never even went to visit the crime scene?
No,
No,
he had good reasons to expect that they had been, and so we managed to ascertain a great amount of detail in the period that went before that. It was very worthwhile our time.
Oh, so you have a suspect already?
We do, Chief.
Yeah. Who is it?
You're not going to like it.
What do you mean?
It's one of ours, Chief.
What do you mean, one of ours?
Leia.
What
Of
about
the
her?
Riptech. She's in prime frame at the moment for having stuck a caseless piece of ammunition through her partner and then fled the scene in a cab.
Are you totally insane? That's impossible. She's a Nexus 9. She's not a Nexus 8.
We went and we visited Lilith Labs, Chief. They do some pretty nasty things. I was a bit shaken by it. We need to think that it's quite possible that this organization there has been compromised. Somebody got into the replanting of the memories, Chief, and
Let me get this straight. You don't go to the crime scene. The chief lead investigator doesn't go to the crime scene. He sends a rookie to the crime scene.
he's designed for the
12
job.
hours 12 hours after the murder takes place. And now you're coming and you're telling me that based on your excellent investigative work, that you're now pinning this on one of ours? Gosh. How is this Percival guy? I mean, there's a lot of responsibility to give to a rookie on the first day.
He's got a keen mind, sir. He's designed with the utmost skill. I've got full confidence in him.
You know, I had to pull Olsen Baker off of whatever she was working on at the time, just to make sure that Percival had somebody to babysit him. Because obviously, if Willem wasn't taking him under his wing and giving him duties that were appropriate to his level of knowledge, if he's being put on things that are way above, what a rookie should be doing, at least now he has Olsen, a distinguished and experienced detective to go on with him. I mean, I don't know, some of these decisions that Novik is making, I gotta question if it was the right decision to bring him back on this or not. Olsen seems to be pulling his weight. He's keeping a close eye on Percival.
Yeah, we've got a good unit being formed and it's cohesive, sir. The absolute formation that you've generated is of great decision. It's absolutely... You really should think about that golf, sir.
Stupid artificial lung. God damn it. Sorry, Finna, what were you saying? Never mind. You were feeding me some bullshit or something about good team and stuff like that. You're trying to say that if this doesn't work out, you're blaming it on me because I put together this team. Is that what you're saying? Benna? How does this thing work? But I can't see her anymore. God damn it. And the whole thing
Press
just
the wrong button. Press the wrong
hangs
button.
up on you. Except before it hangs up, you hear a lot more coughing.
Yeah. Benna just shakes her head. And she goes back over to the vid display that she was looking at, which related to the stuff that she's actually focusing on, and just carries on.
Moral of the story: never let the GM roll for you.
No.
Oh, and back to our lead investigator.
Yes. Who
The
is
person
standing?
who is never going to play Blade Runner with me again.
Is that your decision or mine? Yeah. So Novak is standing in his apartment. It's dark. He's looking out of a fairly small window, and he's got a very large glass of some spirit in his hand. And he's making a phone call. I don't know if he would use the KIA for this, because I'm assuming that's all tracked by LAPD. So I guess he's making a call from his landline. This is 2034 or whatever it is, right? So we're still using landlines in at that time. And he's not getting an answer, I'm assuming. He wouldn't get an answer from this person.
You hear that the phone does stop ringing, but there's nobody saying hello on the other end.
Okay. It's Billy. If you're there, I just need to know you're okay. Just tell me you're okay. Are you there?
You hear sobbing, and then the phone goes dead.
Okay.
Retry calls don't yield any more answers tonight. And I'm not even going to make you roll because that happened.
Okay. Yeah. Do we allude to who he was calling? Or do you want
Let's-
to keep that secret for now?
Let's have the chat guess.
Okay.
If anybody in the chat,
Yeah.
all two of our
Both of them.
both
Both
of them.
viewers are listening. Tell
Yes.
us who you think it. Anyway,
And now
Yeah.
we are at day 2. And we are going to
any
be
resolve back, or
in
is
the,
it?
oh yes. You know what? Yes, but you're going to roll the D8
I'm gonna
just
roll
to
the
see
D8.
if that affected you or not. But yes, you
Sure.
have to.
I think it would affect him.
100%. So, yes, you definitely get back. I believe it's 1 resolve
Okay.
per
cool.
night.
And then lose another.
No,
3.
actually, no, because you also rolled that. It's going to be 2
Oh, cool. Nice one. Thank you.
because you would have gotten 1 back anyways. The 6s.
Does Fenna get her health back after a rest? After she's done her.
By the
work,
way,
or-
I think it's 2.
just so you know. Oh, sorry. I apologize. Go ahead. Oh, 2. Yeah. Okay.
Croy was asking how much health he got back for the.
The health is, I believe, 1 if it's health, and it's it's let's see.
Cool.
That's a
I'll go
very
with
good
that.
question. And resolve 2 is 1, and I will check that for next time. Make sure we can adjust it if not. But just for curiosity's sake, number 6, it's just so appropriate that you rolled that and had that scene because it says the character's key relationship rings the buzzer on their door. The NPC claims to be in trouble and needs help,
Okay.
or wants to warn the character that they're in trouble. So
nice.
yeah, I think you
Yeah.
did it. It was fortuitous. Morning of day 2. You all wake up to a story from Kill Magazine. And I'm going to cue
Oh,
this
this
one
one.
up because I'd really like to find this. So bear with me while I find the right handout.
Ooh.
Oh. I don't think
So-
the corporation is going to be very happy about
The story claims that a fellow colleague at the Snake Pit, that a Blade Runner killed a fellow colleague at the Snake Pit. And Willem, you receive a call on the vid phone.
Okay. Bleary-eyed, I will answer it.
Oh, Novik!
You done, Chief?
What the hell's going on out there with that? Have you read Kill Magazine this morning?
No, I've not read Kill Magazine this morning.
Oh, Fenna told me that you guys think it was one of ours, and now it's in the Kill Magazine? You got a leak in your team? What the hell happened? How did Kill Magazine get onto this?
Fenna told you that?
Yes, in her report. She says that your prime suspect is one of ours, and now in Kill Magazine, it's broadcast all over to Los Angeles that one of ours, an LAPD officer, killed another one as the prime suspect. It's not even saying prime suspect. It's just saying it's the fact. That's what happened. What kind of investigation are you having?
Look, I'll be in about half an hour. Do you want to talk then?
Yeah, you don't look so good, to be honest.
Hell, you don't have to worry about that.
Jesus
You don't look
Christ.
so good either.
Oh, it's the stupid lung. Stupid artificial lungs. And the stress of the job. God damn it, Novik. This was important to me. This was important to all of us. You want them to take all the Nexus 9s out of commission? There's going to be riots in the streets. You got to find somebody. You got to find the real killer and fast.
I'm trying, Chief. Fenner's right. At the minute, I don't know.
I don't want to hear this from you. You're going to come into the office. You're going to explain to me exactly what's going on, and I'm going to help you. We'll see what avenues of investigation you can continue with. And with that, he coughs for about 30 seconds and hangs up.
I just stare blankly at the screen for a while. And then I get on my KIA.
Yeah.
Fenner, need to get everybody together. Apparently we've got a leak.
Novak, morning. I will be in the office in 20.
Yeah. You, get everybody together. I need to speak to
I'll
them.
call around.
See them up.
So everybody, I guess your first day's shift is going to be spent at LAPD headquarters?
Think so.
Or are you sending people off to do other things?
I mean, I want to spend some time with the team, I suppose. And
Okay.
I suppose I got to spend some time with Holden.
Okay, fair enough. So we'll resolve shift 1, which is everybody back at LAPD, where you are in this dingy conference room, little small room that you were assigned, whose features kind of four fluorescent tube bulbs lighting this area in this disgusting cool white light. One of these 4 long tube lights has been enhanced with the flickering light technology on it, which keeps annoying you for some reason.
Brilliant.
All 4 of you are together. But
I
only one of them.
stopped to get a copy of Kill magazine on my way in.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna wait until everybody's sat down in the conference room before I wander in and just drop the magazine on the center of the table in front of everyone.
As you do that, you see that Detective Olson's white styrofoam cup of coffee kind of shakes a bit, and some of the coffee overspills the lip and goes onto the table a bit. But
Just for the rest of it.
Percival's not entirely pleased by that. He's like, keep it clean and tidy, really, contaminate, just twitchy about contaminating crime scenes. Carelessness like that.
Hey, somebody want to explain this? I'm pointing at the magazine, not the smell coffee, the magazine.
You bought a magazine. You bought Kill magazine. That's not your usual reading, Novak.
Nah, no, it isn't. You might want to take a look at the headline.
Fenner reaches over, turns it round so she can see it. Oh, look at that, she says. How did they get hold of that information?
Well, as far as I'm aware, there's only 4. I look at Fenner when I say it. Maybe 5 people that know anything about this.
Well, and Fenner immediately gets on that you're thinking about the conversation that she had with Chief, and she knows that, so she's not like. I don't think somehow the Chief would be the one that would leak a story like this. That probably wouldn't fit in with his schedule or his coughing.
No. And judging by the reaction I got this morning, I don't think he did either.
Yeah, you must have been quite irate.
Yes. Now
not
I've
good
got
for
to go in, and I don't know if we can see his office from where we are, or the window into his office. I'm looking across there and saying, I've now got to go and explain to him. how and why this happened. Anybody got any ideas?
Lilith?
Anybody speak
Lilith
to
Labs?
anybody?
Yeah, well, like that's what I was thinking. We did kind of intimate that at Lilith's labs, but I mean, it doesn't strike me as somebody might have something much to do with Kill magazine.
I don't know. She's got a contract with Wallace. Wallace they won't want this information getting out. I doubt very much it's her. Anybody
Yeah,
else
exactly.
spoken to anybody?
I mean, is there any chance we can contact these people who they got word from, or I don't know if they're hiding the resource?
I don't think that they'll give up their sources. I think that's
No.
And it'll just make them believe that they're onto something if we actually go there and
Well, exactly.
strong arm.
okay.
I by the way, I'm not ruling out that as a scene if somebody wanted to. That's. But I'm happy you're discussing it this
No,
way
yeah.
yourselves.
It's above our pay grade.
Is it?
But it might be a consideration if we need to go down that line.
You want to take care of it, Olsen?
Yeah, I think I can. And, well, Olsen's a really big guy. I think with a D12, he's really quite strong. So he's a very big man. Yeah, I can
Okay.
handle that if I need to.
Okay. Right.
All right. At that, Holden's secretary opens the door. Doesn't even knock. And she looks at the four of you and says, "The deputy will see you all now." And you're all summoned into the office.
Oh,
And as you enter the office, you see that there are still only 2 chairs in front of the desk. So who's
I'm
taking
certainly
the
not going to
seats?
take one of those.
No, I'm gonna lean against the wall.
I'm going to stand sort of at the back in the middle.
I'll go.
So
and take
there
a
are
chair
4
then.
seats and
Even
nobody's
stupid.
taking either of them. They're all just
Fenn will walk
standing.
I'll
forward.
take a
No,
chair.
Fenn will take a chair. She'll
Yeah.
just walk forward straight away.
Mhm. So what are you guys doing? Getting all your stories straight? You give it to me straight. Which one of you did it?
What?
No.
Sorry, Chief.
Yeah.
Sorry doesn't cut it.
Really don't
Who
know
did it
how
and
it
why?
got out.
Don't know how it got out. Well, one of you guys messed up. Maybe more than one. Maybe on more than one occasion. What are you doing to bring this under control?
Olsen's gonna go and have a word with the editor of Kill magazine. I don't know if you get the editor. I don't know. See what they can find out. We gotta go to. I don't know. We may need to speak to somebody at Wallace again. Is that something you have to arrange?
Before you go back to Wallace, you better go back with some good news. I don't want them
Uh-huh.
breathing down my neck. You know, the mayor is breathing down my neck on this, and Wallace is only going to want to hear some good news from now on. So if you're going to go back there to get something from them, you better have something to give them in return. Some sort of
Chief.
comfort or something.
We're trying to find the Nexus 9. The Nexus 9 doesn't want to be found.
How do you know
It's gonna
that?
It's going to be found. We have to ask questions, Chief. We have to ask what happened, what Leia did, what she saw. She's a witness. At the very most, she's a witness. She saw what went down. She left the scene. She was there when it happened.
What do you mean she doesn't want to be found? You were at her apartment already?
Not yet.
You weren't at her apartment yet? She's your prime suspect. She's missing. You haven't even gone to the apartment. Who Who's running this? Oh, damn it!
Keep quiet.
We'd quite like access to a file then, Chief, if that would be okay.
Of course you can have access to her file. You should have access to her file. You still have to roll.
Oh.
But yeah, you have access to everything you need. Here's her address. You know, the file would have had her address for you were able to see of it anyways. And with that, I will allow you to make a manipulation roll with the assistance of Olson's lowest die. So Olson, what do you have as your lowest die on manipulation?
Let me see.
So what's your rating and your base die?
Yeah, my rating it's a D8 empathy and a D6 manipulation.
Okay, so you just get the extra D6.
Am I making that?
No, it's not.
Oh,
wait,
I got a
no.
D12.
Yeah. It would have been useful, wouldn't it, if you could...
Excellent.
So I just need to roll manipulation, or
No,
No,
you
I
don't.
understand. Yeah, that's fine.
You
I just have to
succeeded
borrow
in
a die.
failing to assist him, and you will therefore all lose a promotion point.
Oh.
Ooh. Where?
There's no way that I need to lose.
Inventory tab.
Yeah, it
Oh,
means that
no.
when you actually
So
when we
right-click on
actually
the-
tally
Yeah.
your experience from this, you get promotion points and humanity
Oh.
points.
So we take one off what we have.
Whatever you do, we'll just keep a side note to know that when we actually do the advancements, that you'll have the you will lose the promotion point. Yeah. Okay. So
I think
first,
I can see where I'm not then.
all right. So what does everybody want to do with their second shift? You see, we're moving so fast. We've already done it. What would you like to do with your second shift?
I'm gonna put my hand up to go and do some forensics at that apartment.
Sorry,
Seems like a sensible thing.
Leia's apartment.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go
excellent.
with Angus.
yeah. I don't want to go on my own.
Okay. Cool.
And I'll go with Percival.
All right. Excellent.
I would
And-
like to go there too.
Okay. Excellent. And Olson?
Kill magazine, right?
Oh yeah.
Should I go then with? Should I go with Olsen? I'll go with Olsen then. If you go,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go with Olsen.
All right. Okay, excellent. So we are going to let's resolve kill magazine first. If indeed it is a, let's just go there. Well, we'll see. Do we have? Yeah, hang on.
You're muted, Max.
You're muted in Discord, Max.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just dealing with kiddo.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. No worries.
No worries. I'm just gonna give
back.
everybody access to Kill Magazine venue for now. Whoops. Sorry, the mouse seems to jump around a lot. Excellent. Let me just.
Makes you wonder what Kill magazine, what kind of subject matter you find within it, right?
I think it's more like
Very.
guns and more guns, and just what other kind of news.
So you guys are now heading into sector 1. You go in. You can see that these offices are kind of seedy. you know the publisher's name is Jel Shilar. And you know that he's also a leading member of the anti-replicant empathy movement.
Okay.
And this appears to be like kind of a like a floor level office with an apartment on top.
Right.
Fenna may not have been the best choice to go.
Yeah. Fenna can, Fenna.
Well, maybe the
hankering
best.
for a bit of a fight, I think. After,
maybe.
After what was said yesterday.
I'm going to say that you guys have, you see that there's probably about a dozen people inside this smoke-filled and dimly lit office. You walk in and you can see that the walls are plastered with Kill magazine covers. And you are in here. And let's just introduce you to Jelly.
That's quite a tagline, isn't it? All the news that's fit to kill.
All right, and as you enter
Oh.
the office,
Yes.
What is your horrific creature I see before me?
Yes.
he looks both of you up and down, and at this point, after introducing yourselves as detectives, or
Yeah, pull out the badge and say Detective Baker.
Detective Fenna.
looking you both up and down, kind of disdain, and kind of still like kind of in the open with everybody here, like didn't even introduce, doesn't even bring you into the office yet. He just kind of kind of in front of everybody, kind of at the entrance. What can I do for you?
I look over at Fana. I was like, you talk better than I do.
We hear about a story you printed.
Oh, you have more information for me.
Yeah, we do.
have
You want
the
to talk about it
identity?
in your office?
Yeah. In my
Go on, then.
office. What do you have to tell me about it?
I think you'll be very interested to hear what we have to say.
Oh yeah, okay, excellent, very good. And he'll beckon. Yeah, Lucy, bring your steno pad in. They had steno pads back then.
Off the record.
I mean, off the record.
I mean, off the record.
This is Kill Magazine. How can anything you tell me be off the record? What's
Well,
the
it
point
could
of
be
that?
off the record by taking you down to this station, perhaps, and talking to you there.
Can I bring my secretary?
I walk over to him and have my hand on his shoulder and sit him down.
But hey! Do you know who you're talking to? Get your hand off of me. Am I under arrest?
Not
Like
yet.
I said, we have
If he
some
was a
information
female
to give you.
character, he would have said, "Is this some kind of bust?" And you would say, "Yes, it's very impressive."
It probably has got a bust.
Yeah, probably. All right. Come into my office. Get your hand off me, you. LAPD thinks they could do anything they want. Hey, do you have some sort of writ or warrant to talk to me?
Nothing but a winning attitude, my friend.
And this lady smile.
Look, of course, as a good citizen of LA, I'll do anything I can to help out you fine folk at the LAPD.
But I'd like to hear.
You'd like to hear? Why don't you just play some music in your head? Can't you do that? You know, some boop bop beep bop stuff. You want
Are we
some
in the office
music?
yet?
How's this? 100111001100111. That make you feel good, machine?
Self-destruct.
Well, go self-destruct somewhere else.
No, I think I'll sit here in your office while we have a conversation.
Is there do I see the time counting down in your eyes or something?
Would you like to look? And I just go right up to his face.
Oh, go, just sit down. You know you're not going to do anything to hurt me. You can't.
That's why Olsen's here.
I crack my knuckles.
Olsen, put your dog on a leash, please. So, what is it that you want? Or are you here to correct my story and give me more information to print?
Well,
You know, these nexuses. What do you want me to tell you?
I want your source.
My source? I can't give you my source.
No, you can't.
No, I
We
can't.
happen to
And
find
I'm
it
not
just-
obliged to either. I've
If we
done
found
nothing
it just
criminal.
sitting out in the open, and I stand up and begin to look through some of his papers that he just left out in the open.
Okay.
Just go ahead.
So you know, some of the ideas, some of the papers will be like, ideas for anti-replicant stories, stories about, replicants going crazy, replicant on replicant violence. You have a couple of like things jotted down there. It seems to be mostly about replicants, although there is one recipe, idea for, best chicken soup in LA.
You have got to work on your headlines. My goodness. Are you
Really?
gonna print this stuff?
Look at this. Look at this wall. Look at all the headlines that I have here. You know how long we've been in business? It's you guys that keep us in business, really. If they weren't replicants, we wouldn't have any need to shed light to the world about all the dangers that are involved with replicants in our society. Yeah, you like this one? This one here, you know the title of this one on the wall? They took our jobs! That's one of my favorite.
Do you know what you give up a source for?
What?
A better source, don't you? Every time. When you've got one source and another source, you weigh the two of them up, and if one source comes out better than the other, then, yeah, you give the information that we want.
Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah, that could work. And I will allow you a manipulation roll for that, for sure. Yeah, better source. One of them giving me information.
Do I get an assist with Olsen being there with these?
Olsen, do you want to participate in some way?
Oh yes.
So before the roll, he'll go, detective, you can mandate it that I can get information? I mean, surely this thing is not authorized to make that kind of deal, but you would be, right?
I look at her.
Okay, you can take the assist.
Okay, so if I roll Dinah's manipulation and then
Just click the advantage button. It will roll.
click
with it.
advantage.
Or what? Oh, yeah, it depends on what.
Ooh.
Oh my!
Oh, okay.
That's pretty good.
All
Added
right.
an extra D12 there instead of perhaps a D6 or something, right?
It came up with two D12s by default, so I'm not sure why.
Now that would be you. Oh yes, because yeah.
Okay.
I've got a good rating. I've got a good rating in that.
We're gonna roll with this because you were the right man for the right thing for the job, obviously. Hey, you're in Kill Magazine offices. I got to keep up the atmosphere.
Your fact talk for you.
The right tool for the right job.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
right machine is like, is that a printer? Is that a fax machine? Or is that something else that you use?
Look, I was there at the night of the shooting, you know. I might have been drinking a bit, but mostly I was watching that useless skin job dance on stage. You know, there was a fight that erupted when this big albino guy starts to argue with some of my friends. Guy's name is Styles. He's always around Animoid Bro. During the brawl, the 2 Blade Runners came to intervene. The guy, he pulled out his blaster and trained it on the albino and tried to arrest him. Then out of nowhere, this woman Blade Runner, she pulls her blaster and shoots her partner in the chest. Then she ran into the street. Saw her get into a metro cab. I've seen her before. She's come to the steak pit to drink every now and then. Sometimes I've seen her with another officer as well. He must be a police detective. He got the look of grit and grime on him all over the place.
Do you have a name and description?
Of who?
Of the other officer that was with this one.
No, you could just smell him. You smell the LAPD on him.
And how long ago was this?
It's been infrequent. She's been here with other... I've seen her there with other people as well.
Well, this is the question out of character is, would a place have like that have like closed circuit video cameras or something? That if we ask for like a reuse about the times that she's been in, that we can face match the people who's been with her?
So Percival already kind of got that scene last night. Last session, and that's not in their advantage really to have cameras inside there. Maybe some security cameras like of the bar area, make sure nobody's stealing and stuff like that. But nothing from there. So what have you got for me? See, I'm the source. So what better source do you have for me? And
I stand up.
I put in tomorrow's magazine that Kill Magazine assists LAPD with their investigation against the skin jobs.
You put in that headline?
We won't call them skin jobs and magazine. It doesn't make for the right optic. Call them the replicants that they are. So what do you have for me? Come on. Where's the quid pro quo? Olsen?
Hey.
You vouched for this thing.
I said,
what?
Hey. I said you had the better source, and you do.
Better than what I saw with my own eyes?
I'll be in touch.
Better be. You give me what I need.
You'll be the first to break the story.
I better be. And he'll pass you his business card. Except he does it in such a way like this. He takes the card, he'll scan it, he'll put it over your eyes to scan it. There, you have it. It's in that memory of yours now. Puts it back in his pocket.
Sorry, I wasn't switched on. Could you do that again?
Or turned on for some people.
Mm-hmm. I prefer the term powered on when I'm describing computers and stuff and work a little bit more professional. But okay. He ignores your comment.
Yeah, I'm already standing up at that point, so that's like, and I point down at one of the.
Shelly, where's my coffee? And bring some disinfectant for that chair over there, please.
Oh.
Well, I opened the door and waiting.
Is that a grease spot? Is that a grease stain on my chair?
And I say, I say I go over to one of the bits of paper, one of the headlines that they've written, and I say, "Oh, you really should look into the illegal supply of the Nexus 8s for fighting pits, by the way." And then I just walk out.
Well,
and he's furiously writing down Nexus 8s, brought back online. Tomorrow's headlines will be Nexus 8s brought back online for pit
Battle
fight.
Brawl. Well, as the secretary probably would come in, he's like, "Hey, let me grab that. Hey, you might need this." Whoops, drops it on the chair and drops the cup and walks out.
Excellent.
Is that grease and coffee? What? Why was there a tea bag in my coffee?
I'll yell, "Maybe you just want to be teabagged," and just keep going.
Ouch. And that ends, shift 2 for the day for Fenna and Olsen. Willem and Percival. Heading off to the Leia's apartment. Okay. She lives in a very small studio apartment in Sector 5, not far from LAPD HQ. When you arrive, you'd see that this building is dilapidated, not very well maintained. Any security buzzer door thing has been already compromised. The door doesn't even shut properly. It's kind of like one kind of overlaps the other. Big heavy metal and glass door. You open it up, and as you walk in to the lobby of the building, it smells of old bread and cat urine. And yes, we've all been into apartment buildings, and you know exactly what it smells like as you walk in. As you go there, she lives on the 15th floor. And you
the
press
elevator is broken.
the elevator button, and no light comes on. And you wait. You wait, thinking perhaps just the light isn't working. And during this time of waiting, you see, some people coming in and out. None of them are waiting at the elevator for you. They all seem to go either one way down the hallway, another way down the other hallway, or up the staircase. You can see it's not a great population of people coming in. Some of them coming in, you can smell the alcohol or other odors emanating from them. A lot of them disheveled, could use probably a change of clothes every now and then. One of them is kind enough to look you guys up and down and say, "They're gonna be waiting a while if you're waiting for the elevator," and just kind of leaves you to your own devices.
Right. So, I'm going to say that I think we're going to have to walk. We're going to do the stairs.
Yeah.
Looks like the elevator is a kind of a really down at heel place for a detective to be living.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
well, let's
think
see what we're
that's
going to
the reason.
find.
And we'll start making our way up the stairs.
Yeah. And you know what? Not even going to make you roll, even though you're human.
We'll just say
Well,
your shift is ended.
I'm not going to make you roll mobility at all for the 15 flights. I mean, you're a detective. You're probably used to doing a lot of flights of stairs and exercising, so it takes
I mean,
you
I
guys
just heard only
a while
15.
to get up. And as you get up into the hallway, you can see that there are a couple of people kind of just milling about. One of them has the apartment door open, this big fat slob, seems to be talking to a neighbor in the hallway. The cigarette smoke is just, it's just permeating everywhere, but coming especially from this apartment. And you're kind of both looked at, as you're kind of, moving through the corridor.
Yeah. I'm going to ignore all of those people.
Mm.
Yeah,
They're good.
head straight for the, yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to sort of look at them carefully, sideways, just to try and see if I
You
can
know what?
take
My
anything about them.
apologies. It's the 13th floor, of course.
Oh,
Because this
I
building
need to go back down
doesn't.
2 stairs now. 2
This
flights of stairs
building
now.
doesn't go from 12 to 14. It actually has floor 13. Yeah.
Okay.
And as you head towards the door, you see a big burly man, stinking of alcohol, kind of walking down the corridor, and he sees you stopping outside of Leia's apartment. He goes, you guys friends of that skin job?
What's it got to do with you?
Just
What do you mean?
police business.
Police business?
Yeah.
Getting rid of all the skin jobs?
No. Just move along.
Why?
Sir, thank you very much.
I live here, in my place. You're not there, but I live here. You can't make me move along.
Oh, well, when did you last see the resident of this apartment?
What? Am I under investigation? Don't you need some sort of document to ask me some questions like this? Am I under arrest?
Well, it's just...
I got nothing to do with no skin jobs.
I'm going to walk up to this guy and I'm going to stand right in front of him, my face in front of him, and just go, fuck off.
Okay. So why don't we roll a manipulation? And as you
That's
do that,
definitely a manipulation. Yeah.
you're going to see that he kind of signals to the 2 other guys down the hallway that were talking to each other. And, Percival, you might notice this, more because you're not directly facing this. And it's difficult for you to breathe in at this point, the air that, this person is exhaling, because it's a mixture of cheap alcohol and profuse vomit.
Nice.
And you see the 2 others kind of coming down the hallway as well. Go ahead and roll your manipulation. I hope you succeed. I really do, because I'm such a nice person. Oh.
Well, Percival's going to
Yeah.
sort of stand between that burly guy and these 2 and just put up his badge and say, "Come on, police business."
Oh, really? Go ahead and you can make a manipulation roll at disadvantage.
What? All right.
It might be your very nature. Disadvantage just means you take away the lowest die.
There's a
There is a disadvantage button. You can just click that. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, which means if you push it, you actually take damage. And they go, when were you given that? And they kind of like poke you. Who are you to tell me what to do? I live here. I have rights. And they kind of, one of them will come up and shove you.
Now, come on, leave. This is police business. Stop interfering. Don't want to have to arrest anybody for interfering ongoing investigation.
Why don't you go ahead and roll initiative, everybody?
Oh, initiative. Where's that then?
Okay. No, I have to. Sorry, I apologize. That's going to be me having to now do a few things. So I'm going to get
Punch up.
Did this guy do as I asked?
Surliness. I'll tell you. The general public, the great unwashed.
Hello.
yeah, I tell you. How come I can't? Oh God. All right, let's duplicate it for now and see what happens. I am trying. How do I grab them onto the scene?
You should just be able to go onto the characters tab and drag them over.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go. Yay. All right. And now let's get you guys there. And this is just going to be for the initiatives.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, my apologies. It didn't seem to. That's odd. It doesn't like Percival. Oh, I know why. I'm sorry. It looks like there's a little border area that I'm not breaching. There we go. That's why. Yeah, now I just have to select them all.
Add them to the combat. Reckon.
Yeah, that's there.
Obnoxious name.
And we should get rid of these guys already.
Yeah, I don't want
'Cause
to face up with them.
People from then. You know, it's been so long since I've used this system, but okay, very good.
There you go. I'll add.
All right.
And you
So
click
go
the
ahead.
icon.
You did excellent. Okay, so then that's good. So let's go ahead now and roll initiatives. I think that I can roll all of the
Oh my god.
roll NPCs.
Oh, I see. There's an initiative.
Did you want me to roll for you then? Or are you able to?
Oh, there
Oh,
we go.
perfect.
There
You
you go.
did. Okay. Oh, excellent. Okay. So obnoxious neighbor 1, and there's a very neat mechanic that I've been dying to try.
Okay.
And so I'm going to try it now.
He's rubbing his hands.
Oh dear. That's never.
And I may not be able to do it here, but for the purposes of blowing through with the game, this NPC is going to force an initiative change with a PC, Percival. So Percival is getting the number 1 spot for action, and this neighbor is going to switch. Let's see. I can't. I can't do it. Anyways, we're gonna know that it is actually. How come it says not started? Can I start? Reset. Okay. Encounter 1. I may be doing something wrong. Okay. In any case, he is switching initiatives. The way he's going to switch initiatives is he's going to go, "What are you going to do about it?" And so you effectively have initiative of 1, and he has initiative of 3.
So he's forcing you to make the first move, eh?
Yeah. Exactly.
And by the way, you can do that. That is actually a mechanic in the game. You can switch initiatives with other PCs or NPCs, and they don't have any say about it. The only thing you can't do on your initiative when this happens is then switch it back to them, because then they're just going to bounce back and forth. So you have the first initiative, which isn't that every player's dream, except in situations like this?
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to sort of put my hand out and in a sort of keep back gesture and say, "Now, come on, let's please stop interfering. We're not here to cause any trouble. We're just trying to find out where the resident of this flat has disappeared to. This apartment." So I'm not going to start a fight or anything. I'm just going to try and still keep talking them down.
Okay, so I will give you then manipulation at disadvantage.
All right, try that.
All right. Okay. So you have him at bay. Now. So he's gonna like kind of, just not do anything at this moment. But let's see about this guy, how he's going to feel about it. And he's going to. Oh, he's not very insightful. Yeah, he doesn't see it at all. This guy's, you can see that this guy, he's going to actually attack you. This guy, come on, we live here, and you can see he's like kind of drunk, and kind of, these guys can't push us around and tell us what to do. And so the second guy is, oh, very nice. He actually gets a success. And so you will take a single point of damage, of health damage, I believe.
Oh.
From this. And now we're back up to Willem. So you did succeed in getting rid of the other guy. He kind of slunk away. But there seem to be these two surly drunks that are accosting what they see as a skin job.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to take that, of course. I'm going to draw my gun. I'll step forward to this guy, pointing it at him. I'll push him back away from Percival. And I'll say, yeah, you got rights. You got the right to remain silent.
Oh!
And but as I've pushed him away, on the other hand, I'm reaching out, I'm pulling out some cuffs.
So go ahead and make your manipulation roll with advantage.
Okay.
All right, you have your success. So, hey guys, I don't want any trouble. Gun? You're pulling a gun on us?
You just assaulted a police officer.
Oh no! He didn't identify himself as a police officer.
Oh yes, he did. I heard him say. You said that, didn't you, Percival? I heard you say it.
That's my word against your word. He didn't say he was a police officer.
Oh, your word.
You're coming here against everything that you know about that. Look, and he's just gonna kind of like, you could.
And he can slink away if he.
Are you gonna let him slink away?
Yeah.
So as he slinks away, he's going to kind of look at you, and you just maybe barely hear him muttering under his breath, "Skin job lover."
Okay. I will just glare at him. I won't say anything. Yeah.
All right. And you guys may proceed. Well, since you're here anyways, we can put you at the entrance of the apartment. But the door is locked. Except, yeah.
We're
But,
coppers.
we actually,
Yeah.
our badge thing let us open doors.
We are We're the Rozzers. Let us in.
Oh, you're knocking on the door first, I guess, assuming that somebody is
Of
home.
course we're going to knock on the door.
Yeah, of course you're going to knock on the door. Well,
there may be somebody living inside.
No, there might be, but there certainly isn't anybody answering the door at the moment.
Yeah. Then we shall use the power of the law to open this.
Which is what? I'm going to shoot the door off, or
I don't know. Have we got something that opens doors for us because we're police?
That's a very good question, and that's what I'm looking for now.
Yeah, I for some reason I've got it in my head that we do.
Yeah, well, I'm going to, and there is a way to do this. So, yeah, it would be a tech roll.
Ooh, I've got A in tech.
Yeah, that's going to be your job, Percival, because, yeah. I'm still standing here fuming at the doorway.
Very nice. Very nice. And the door opens. And as you enter this door, you're going to see, number one, that the apartment is empty. Probably it's probably smaller than what you guys have as your own.
Yeah, definitely studio territory, isn't it?
And I am also going to offer you a handout, which will allow you to kind of see what you see inside there. So
Go ahead.
It's our boss. What's he doing there?
Hold on.
oh, let me just make sure I'm supposed to get you the right one. It is handout K.
It's the one with all the clues on it.
Yes. All right.
Ooh. Bit of a mess.
So I will allow you to kind of go ahead and, based on this photo, rather than have you guys roll perception or stuff like that, this game encourages you to view the scene and describe what you're doing and what you'd like to be doing.
Okay. I'm going to go and have a look. Picture by the bedside to start with.
Okay, very good. You see this this photo. I will add that too, so it's something that you can see now as well. Although, why does this not? Sorry, I should have. All players can
probably there for a minute,
observe
buddy.
right now. Save changes. I just want you to be able to go back to these, so I'm going to do that at the same time.
They're hanging out. They're hanging out with friends.
Okay.
If the weather turns tomorrow, you can bring out your friends tomorrow. That's why you can't go out. Raining all day.
Let's go to.
Did
you see? Do you see the?
Yes.
Over here.
You do see it.
Right?
The photo.
Around. Let's see if we can grab something, get some of the kids, and do a little bit of birthday thing over here.
One second.
You're not muted, by the way, Max.
Oh, I'll get him. Hang on. I'll just bring him down. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, he's muted now. That's fine. Sorry. Okay. So this is the photo that you see on the
Is
bedside.
that the little girl from the
It looks like Lilith's daughter, doesn't it?
Yeah. It looks like Lilith's daughter. Or whatever she was claiming as her daughter. Or
It's in a frame.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pick it up and have a bit of a look at
Okay.
the frame. That is. Does it? Does it have anything on the back? Does it look like it opens up?
Yeah, it does open up for sure. It's a frame. You can take it out and put any other pictures that you want inside there.
Okay, so I'm going to take that picture out, I think, actually.
Okay. So when you take it out of the frame, you notice that behind this, like when you take out this picture, what's left there is the generic family photo of what would have been in the frame when you buy a frame, somebody else's photo and stuff like that. And on the back of this, photo, it says, Doc Badger. It's a stamp. It's stamped with Doc Badger.
Doc Badger. Okay, does that mean anything to us? Is it like a processing?
You could investigate that as an avenue of
We
investigation.
will, I think. Yeah.
With either a connections roll or on the LAPD mainframe, but that is that is
Okay.
what you have now.
We'll take that then as the first piece of evidence.
Mhm.
And don't check the book on this.
Yeah. I think the first thing I would have done while you were
Yeah.
looking at the photo, the plates and things like that have been left out, do they look like they've been there for some time, several days, or like maybe 2 days, or does it look like it's more recent? Like, is it kind of dried on there onto the plate?
It looks since you're investigating that as an avenue, so yes, it does look like the food is quite old.
So she's been back.
What seems to look a little newer to you, and this would have been kind of mostly in the kitchen, maybe one on the table there, would be quite a few, an alarmingly large number of empty bottles, mostly vodka bottles.
Oh.
But very, very, very little food. There's very little food in here, if anything.
Okay.
Like, there's a much higher concentration of vodka bottles than food.
Okay.
That's intriguing. Bad sign. Okay. I'm going to check out the books on the two tables.
Okay. On one of the tables, you see a collection of poems by William Blake, and it is open to a famous poem called "The Tiger." And I will let one of you guys, whoever would like, to go ahead and read that out to everybody.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the... What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? What distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? What the hammer, what the chain, in what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil, that dread grasp, dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? So
And
yes,
as you kind of flip through the book, you check the inside cover, and I'm not really good at notes and stuff like that, so I'm going to ask Mark for help. If you were going to purchase a gift for a friend that you knew was going through something tough, or just having a hard time, and you wanted to buy a nice gift, something that would be meaningful to this person, especially knowing that she's a replicant and not human, and showing the beauty of humanity and stuff like that, and you're just buying it as a gift to somebody to kind of console them or comfort them. What inscription would you write, like at the in the inside cover for them? Kind of a Dear Leah type of letter.
Yeah. Ooh.
What
What would
would
you
be
write?
a good thing? And I'm putting you on the spot. If you can't think of something, I'll come up with something.
Yeah, ooh, that's a really good one. You know, I don't really. I'm not a poet, or indeed a person with a heart.
Yeah. So
And
and the inscription reads, Leia, I am not a poet or a person who expresses or a person who expresses emotions very well. I'm hoping that you treasure this gift and the words written upon these pages, that they might bring you comfort and solace whenever life seems tough. And it's signed Billy.
Billy.
While he's doing that, is there a phone system that she has here? I know in the movies it was like, yeah, like the video phone console,
Yeah,
didn't they?
then for sure there is.
I'm going over to that.
Okay.
And I'm cycling through the messages. Seeing who, making note of the numbers that have contacted it, or that she has contacted on it.
Okay.
And with a surreptitious look over my shoulder,
Go ahead and make the tech roll. I think.
yeah,
Need any help?
I'm so bad at this.
Ooh,
Oh.
there you go.
Done.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Are there any other numbers on here that I can make note of? That no, nothing.
Well,
Like, I guess, I don't know, local bar, restaurant type stuff. Maybe, I don't know.
yeah, take
Yeah,
out
I guess
for
like
like
the snake pits
stuff,
or whatever.
but
Yeah, but
very
there's nothing
old.
yeah, I'm just looking to see if there are any numbers of other people that she might have been in touch with that I could contact to see if they've seen or heard
Yeah,
from her.
no, fair enough. Is there anything else of note that anybody wants to investigate here?
What's this thing in the corner? Is it butterflies?
Quite. Wow. I would like give you inspiration if I could, because or the picture you're seeing. Yes. So you see on that small table right next to the sofa, there is a butterfly jar with several surreal yet beautiful
Jesus
butterflies in it.
Christ. Good eyesight, that.
Damn it. Yes.
And they're surreal butterflies. So have a look at that.
Yeah.
Because they've been mentioned elsewhere. I think I've got
Butterflies. No, I think. I think it might have been Mirren
Oh God, was that
who was talking
was
about.
that foreshadowing?
Mm.
Oh my God. That's you're a dangerous player, Angus. I gotta be careful what I say around you.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, I mean, so yeah. So, but are they? What are they? Specimen?
Artificial.
Are they alive? Artificial.
They're live. They're
Artificial?
fluttering around very prettily in their masterfully, I would say.
I'm
It's,
gonna take the
beautiful work.
Take the scan to manufacturer and tell.
yeah, excellent. So you do that. That is a legitimate line of investigation. So you can spend a shift either trying to research, the source of where these butterflies specifically came from. You also have a shift to take to find this Doc Badger, whatever that stamp is on the back of the photo as well.
Yeah.
Is Willem taking anything with him?
I mean, I guess I would have called out during all of this. You found anything? To Percival.
I'll tell them about the picture and the book.
Yeah.
And then also the now these butterflies. I mean, they're I think they're interesting. So I'm collecting these as for evidence. Maybe investigate more detail back in the lab. Like maybe I can investigate detail back in the lab.
Yeah, sure. That book. Can I take a look?
Yeah, have a look. Poetry. Not really my thing, but like it's got a message in front from whoever sent it to her. So just try and look into that.
It's probably nothing.
And you notice the penmanship in there isn't really very nice. It doesn't look. It's not fine. Like it's sloppy, quickly written, probably afterthought. Doesn't seem to be like a replicant, nice, penmanship script.
Yeah.
Human. Then, not skin job. Well, interesting that it was left open on that poem.
Yeah, maybe it meant something to
Allegory
him.
going on there.
I'm gonna search through a few drawers, see if there's anything that might give us a clue as to whereabouts.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
if
So
she would keep a journal or anything, whether she'd even write one manually. Or...
you could make a. You can definitely make a observation if you like.
Bet you I can't. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh wow, very nice.
Turns
Okay,
out
so
he's okay.
hard
Right?
success.
okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say that yeah, definitely now at least there no longer appears to be any clothing or indications of any gentleman's objects. No spare toothbrushes anymore in here. No anything to indicate that there was another person who sometime may have occupied that.
Okay.
Based on the work you were able to achieve that role.
Yeah. Thank you. I don't know. Maybe those butterflies might lead somewhere. I don't know. That just seems like a bit of a long shot to me, Percival.
Well, I think we could just put them through and get them processed and see if anything joins up later. I mean, they were looked like they were an important thing to her. So possibly there's something to it.
So who wants to, out of either Fenna or Olsen, call in to Willem at the end of your second shift for the day to report back on what you found? Oh, sorry, Olsen, that's me. I've got to bring you back up. That's my fault. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying probably Finnan because they know more about that than I do. They're better to talk. It was more just the muscle. I was like, that was talked about. Pretty much. Uh,
All right, so we're gonna say, Willem, you receive a call. It's Fenna calling you.
Hey, Fenna, go ahead.
Right, Novak, I'm here with Baker. You're not going to believe what we found. It's eyewitness. Saw the whole thing.
You're kidding.
No, everything plain as sight.
They went to Kill Magazine of all bloody places?
No, that's the fun part. It was Kill Magazine. They were on a staff night out. They were availing themselves of the snake pits, fine establishment, and all the resources there. They saw it. They implicated. There was a fight that started. Like we know, right? We know what happened, and now this puts Leia right there. She did it. She pulled the trigger. We're coming in. Talk more. Unless you've got anything else for us.
No, the apartment's a bust. I'll
Right.
yeah. Meet you back at the precinct.
Alright. We'll be there in
Hoot sweet.
hour and a half, maybe.
I look back at Baker. It was good having you along. We've got a bit of time. If there's anything you need to or want to get to before we head back in, just let me know. We can.
No, it should be fine. I might want to rest up for a little bit. Because, with a lot of what's going on, I'm shaking up a little bit. Not sleeping well.
Yeah. Well, we can get through today, hopefully, without getting another roasting from Coffee McSplurty.
I'd say good luck with that. But that's more of the head investigator to worry about than us.
He needs a round of golf or something. Bit of fresh air, get out of the city,
Yeah, definitely would agree with that.
Well, let's drive in then. We're just parked over here, right?
Yeah,
jump
he
into
sees it over there. He's points it out, looking over vehicles over there.
All right, so Willem and Percival are not far from HQ. Fenn and Olsen are in Sector 1. Olsen, did you actually want to go back and take your third shift of the day to rest, or are you going to wait for the fourth shift?
I'm gonna probably wait for the fourth shift, but it's one of those. Is like he just like it's because more likely our third shift is basically going over what we have and maybe look into something else. But yeah, he's gonna wait until his fourth shift.
Okay, well, what I'm allowing you guys to do is kind of discuss that between second and third shift to kind of decide, because a shift is like a span of 4 to 6 hours type of thing, or 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
And so, so you guys can, part of the shift will be discussing what you want to do next shift. So if there's something you specifically want to do, great. If not, we can go over what the kind of Holden gave as kind of the clues or directions of where to go, or you can call into Holden and report to him and see what he recommends as well. Although that's probably the least desirable option for all of you guys at this point. I'm not sure. But why don't we go to Percival? Percival, what would you like to do with the third shift?
I'm to the lab and running the bits of evidence, possible evidence that we got in the apartment.
Okay, so if I'm understanding the mechanics properly, you can do one of those two pieces of evidence that you found, or that you have in your possession, I'm going to say. Do you want to give one to somebody else to look into, or do you?
I'm a butterfly. That's technical. And give the photo, the name on it, to somebody else. That's detective.
Yeah.
All right. Detective Novik, did you want to assign the photo to somebody else? Did you want to do that? Who do you want to?
No, I'll hand the photo over to. Ooh. I think Fenner would probably be best suited for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what would you like to do with your third shift? And are you assigning Baker anything?
I need to assign something to Baker. I'm trying to figure out what we have figured out so far. We've spoken to the taxi people. We know. Well, we know that for certain it was Leia that shot her partner.
I think you do have also, and if I'm misremembering, Percival, let me know. You do have the bullet that was kind of pulled out of the wall that somebody could go back to the lab with if you wanted.
Sounds like a thing.
Yeah.
There's Leia's file again if you wanted to do Leia's file as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Baker. See if you can get into. Get down to the bullet that was fired.
Mm-hmm.
We suspect that it was fired from Leia's gun. It sounds pretty much like it's conclusive, judging from the eyewitness or whatever. But these guys, they're anti-replicant, so I don't know. Maybe there's a chance that they're fabricating the whole thing, trying to frame her in some way. You get that bullet analyzed and see if it came from her gun. That's got to be a thing, right?
Yeah, I think it probably, if they have, do we have her gun with us or is it missing?
She'll have it with her.
Yeah, and also...
So we probably have records of the same basis of gun and just kind of match it up with it.
Bullet patterns
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
I know that Percival has already checked the body as well. So we know... I don't know if there's any way of matching up. We know that he was shot with a blaster, right? The partner, and that the bullet that is in the wall had been through him first. Is that a fair assessment? I'm trying to remember it, right?
Yeah. Basically.
So we would know by analyzing that bullet if it definitely was fired from her gun. Is what I'm trying to ascertain.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
He takes it with him and heads over to the ballistic area.
Okay, so why don't we deal with that, and that'll give Fenna a chance to kind of... Oh, no, Fenna already knows what they're doing. We'll give Willem a chance to decide what he's going to do. So, I'm going to move you to Coco's Coco's lab. Oh, let's see. Let me close this, sorry. All right.
You'll have to take the token vision off the scene again.
Yeah, thank you so much for reminding me. Now I can do that. Configure. And let's go here. And I might even do this for all of them next time as well before, so. So, as you kind of go in, you see... Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to... are you in the scene? Can you see...
Yeah, you can see it all.
Does Olsen say? Okay, perfect. So you see Coco there, and Coco is... bring him up. You find him, he's kind of sitting with his feet up, reading a book. He kind of looks over at you and says, got an appointment?
Yeah, he drops a bullet in front of him. We need this analyzed.
Just kidding. You don't need an appointment. What do you? Which case is this involved with?
He tells the case about one of our Blade Runners that got into a mess, and this is one to match this bullet to the gun that she might have, and see if there's a match with it.
That's from that case.
Yeah.
What happened to this Percival guy? You got fired from it from gross incompetence already, and now you're taking over instead of
him? No, he's handling something else. I was just here to bring this over to you.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, sure. I'll deal with it right away. You can see that he still has his, legs on the top of the desk and he's still reading his book.
I pick his feet up. I sit down. I would advise, please, to do it now.
All right. I'll do it now. You're gonna sit here and wait for it, aren't you? You're one of those.
Yeah, he sits down in the chair and just folds his arms.
I'm in on.
All right. Okay. So, now that he has nowhere to sit, you see him kind of, go, behind or go. The whole area is his lab.
Yeah.
He starts to, process the bullet through some, stuff and putting solutions in it, and it's going to a centrifuge and analyzing this. He took some scrapings off of the bullet and, doing all those things that I know nothing about and hope I'm describing in a realistic manner. And by the end of your shift, you can tell, and not everything is a roll, so no roll necessary, that this bullet does have Sandor's DNA on it. And it is a rare example of 44 ammunition, .44 ammunition. It is the type of ammo that is used in a PKD 5223 Blastard, standard issue for Blade Runners.
Right.
Yeah, he absent-minded taps his gun. And he's
I will allow you one more thing with this shift based on that to make it interesting. Go ahead and make me a connections roll.
Okay, let's see, connections roll. Let me see. Oh, connections? Okay. Let's see. Great.
Oof.
I don't know why that roll like that.
Yeah, I don't think Percival's making this roll. I think this is Olsen.
Oh, right. Olsen.
Making this roll, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
the one thing that you get from this is, despite the fact that this is 44 caseless ammunition, it's not police issue ammunition. The manufacturer is a little bit different. And using your connections roll, you could find out that this type of ammunition would be available from a vendor called Bullet Bob's Runner Surplus.
Okay.
And it's in Hawker's Circle in Sector 4.
Okay, I take note of that. And basically,
Where are they?
Very good. Percival.
Yes.
You have the butterflies or the photo? I apologize. Oh, there we go.
Yes, I've got the butterflies, and
right.
I was going to try and get analyzed for manufacturers' identification.
Okay. All right. So, would you like to use kind of the LAPD mainframe, or are you going to use connections to try to find the source?
I'm going to start with the LAP mainframe.
Okay.
Because I imagine that's got a fairly good database of that sort of thing.
All right. Okay. So, go ahead and you can make a tech roll, and I believe you get advantage because of being able to use the mainframe. I believe.
So 10 advantage. Did that roll? Oh, it did.
Whoa!
Nice.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. These are exceptional. Like, these are done by somebody who is masterful at his work, precise, and
expensive.
the only person known to have that kind of skill would be a vendor called the Aurelian on Anemoid Row.
Anemoid Row, of course.
Specializes in custom butterflies.
Custom, right.
Yeah. None of his go awry and get stuck up in trees that require fire department ladders to go up with LAPD to, you know, block off traffic to allow the ladders to get up safely. None of his.
Oh, right. Okay. So these are notable and
Full circle.
expensive. So I'm gonna that's gonna go down on the list of things to look into, I think, or at least possibly be looked into and then followed up on.
Okay.
Cool.
Very good. Excellent second shift. Third shift so far for everybody. So Fenna, how is it that you want to go and investigate this Dock Badger? Is it also going to be the Esper Wall, or is it going to be via connections?
That largely depends on Fenna's skill set, and she's probably more sociable than she is. Oh, there's not much in it really. Yeah, she'll go and press palms. If connections is a thing that allows you to press palms.
Yeah, you know what? Of course, and you know what? The Esper Wall is being hogged now by this rookie, LAPD police thing. So, anyways, connections might be not a bad idea.
How do that just roll?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your connections. You are spending your shift, pumping the pavement and
Oh my God.
asking to.
Two
This
sixes.
does not
Okay.
bode well for my role. You're right.
Very nice. So Dock Badgers, you find out that Dock Badgers is, and it's a stamp, so it's clearly from a store, and it is it's a pawn shop, or at least Dock Badger is the owner of a pawn shop in Sector 5.
Okay, so I will go to said pawn shop.
Okay. Understood that this is an avenue of investigation you want to pursue in a shift or with a shift, but this is the end of your search shift. It took a lot of, pounding the pavement to find out until you found, somebody, one of your connections that, deals in pawn shoppy type things.
Okay. So I'll relay that information via
And-
the KIA to the team.
Defective Novik.
I want to try and access Player's file again.
Oh, really? You didn't want to have a drink of vodka or something? You're gonna... Okay, very good. All right.
It's only second shift, my friend.
Third
Or is it
shift.
third shift? Oh,
Third shift.
it could be.
Yeah, first shift was getting chewed out
Yeah,
and losing a promotion point.
yeah.
Second shift was, we went there. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go back to the Esper Wall. And you can go ahead and make your roll with advantage.
Is this tech again? Is it?
I believe so. Yes, it is a tech roll.
Gonna have to go to night school.
I know. Really not good with the old tech. Is poor old Willem. Oh, fuck.
All right. And what we're going to say is the following. That we don't want this to be 4 sessions. I think 3 would be enough.
Okay.
And your first failure at the wall required you to spend an extra shift. And of course, with Holden's permissions and stuff like that, the roll for this really wasn't necessary. And what you do get from there is the following report. And I'm going to actually configure ownership. Are you guys able to see that now?
Not yet.
No.
Okay, one moment. I'll try that again. I thought I did. I'll try it one more time. Oh, I see. Yep, that was my fault. I kind of did something there to
There we go.
make that not happen.
Okay.
And if you'd like, you can go ahead and while you're looking through it, you can summarize the report if you like. I'll try to make it a little bigger here for everybody.
Is this all there is? Just the performance report there, yeah?
It is a performance report.
Performance report. Baseline test failure, 3rd of March, 2037. Baseline test failure, 27th of April, 2037. Suspension, 28th of April, 2037. Recalibration, 7th of May, 2037. Active service, 8th of May, 2037. So, does that mean that she wasn't suspended until the 28th of April? But she'd failed 2 baseline tests before that.
Yes.
So she'd failed a baseline test on the 3rd of March, but she wasn't recalibrated and she wasn't suspended until she failed a 2nd baseline test on the 27th of April.
Apparently.
The baseline tests are conducted here at LAPD, aren't they?
Correct. I think sometimes, at least like PCs are able to kind of fake the results of a baseline test if they don't want to get the suspension. So, but yes, you have that information there from her.
Is there any record as to who carried out the baseline test? I mean, it was clearly recorded as a baseline test failure, but nobody did anything about it.
You're going to have the names
It looks
of
like a
it.
2-week retest after the first fail. In case it,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know.
Yeah, could be that that the baseline failure was retested, and then after the second one, 2 strikes and you're out.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if that's a thing. Would Willem know if that was a thing?
I don't know that you would know if that was a thing per se, based on, not being a replicant. Replicants generally know that they don't want to fail baseline tests if they want to continue working, and they see themselves as you would see that yourself. You wouldn't want to be,
I'm just trying to
dismissed
figure
from
out
work or anything
if
else.
that is normal.
Okay.
When you fail a baseline test, I figured you'd be suspended pretty much straight away.
That's a very good point. I will make sure to have a proper answer for you
Oh, okay. Right.
by first shift next day.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
Good.
I mean, I could just ask some replicant at some point as well, couldn't I? Perhaps on my
You
next
could.
shift also.
But
I've got a
then you're
sneaky
still
feeling.
assuming proper knowledge by the gamekeeper.
No, I understand that, which is why I was assuming that
Right.
at the end of this shift, we're probably going to say we're going to need another session.
So I'm going to say here, based on a quick search, that failing a baseline test does not, like failing an initial one does not make you necessarily eligible for dismissal, but failing several of them would.
Yeah.
You're allowed to have a bad day,
Okay.
but you're not allowed to have several bad days and distribute, anti-social behavior, I suppose. or whatnot.
So there's nothing there then
Um,
that's out of the ordinary.
Well, I will say this, that what this is giving you is that the recalibration is done at Wallace Corporation. So I'm going to retcon a bit. The original memories were done at Lilith Memory Lab.
Right, okay.
So, yes. So I think that would be a little bit more.
So, okay, so we need to visit. Okay. Not allowed.
And this would bring us to the 4th shift of the 2nd day. Which brings us back again to your downtime activities, which we will now go through. So why don't we start with Willem first this time, since we finished. We did you the last time. What is it that you would like to be doing with your downtime event? Is it going to be a home event? Are you going to be a street event that you are kind of, releasing stress and resting through?
I don't think that Willem is going to do either of those things, and that he's going to carry on investigating.
Okay.
Because he has an ability that allows him to do 4 shifts.
Oh,
without
very
rest.
nice. Okay. Which means you're going to be resting first shift of tomorrow?
Possibly.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
why don't we keep that then?
we'll
for
keep
last?
that until, yes.
We'll hold on to that. So,
We can
Fenna.
keep that until the next session, I think.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. If you'd like, but does everybody have time to finish your... Or we could do them all next time if you prefer. That's
No, you can do all of these.
No, time.
Do these 4 sessions. I'm going to hold mine back if that's all right.
Okay, excellent. Fenna, what would you like to do with your 4th session for the day, the 4th shift?
Fenna is feeling okay. She's not had a bad time of it. She got in the face of somebody who she found utterly repulsive. And got able to call it work, so that was quite good. She managed to. She's probably checking out what the early morning edition of Kill magazine is, and whether or not it's going to include fight pits and that kind of stuff.
It just trying to destroy his credibility.
Yeah, right.
So, would you say that your 4th shift downtime is going to be spent at home or on the street?
She's going to be at home.
All right, so I will roll it again for you, unless somebody else. You know what? Go ahead, Willem. Why don't you roll that in the meantime? And Percival, you're going to be up next.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go home.
Like
I'm trying to try and recover from the bit of
okay, very
damage
good.
I took in that altercation with those drunks at the apartment.
So Fenna rolled a 5. And so yes, you kind of you're just in kind of this Zen type of state at home. You're listening to some soothing music, or watching an old film, or maybe enjoying some time with another, and you get to heal an extra point of stress today. So you can heal 2 points instead of 1.
A result.
For whatever you are. A result for whatever. And
nicely relaxed.
Go ahead. You also said at home, so go ahead and roll your D8.
If you click in that box to the bottom, you can actually just press the up arrow. It should show you the last command you rolled.
Okay. You're home. Just kind of sitting back and relaxing. And you open the news. And on the news, you hear a news event. Wallace Corp denounces Kill magazine, fake news. And here is why you see Quell on the machine saying it's absolutely impossible that a Nexus 9 unit could have done any type of action against any other human or any other Nexus 9 unit. And here is why. They have built-in safeguards of this, that. They're built to the highest standards. And basically there's an entire long interview that is absolutely convincing of why. And also, not only is it kind of showing why it's absolutely impossible that the Nexus 9 unit would have killed anybody else, but it's going down and ripping holes into this trash rag that Kill magazine seems to be. And now they are also demonstrating other times when Kill magazine has been completely wrong. You know, even to the point that we all know, you know, that Bubbly Bubbies makes the best chicken soup in LA and not the recipe that they had, and all the other stories totally discrediting Kill Magazine. And that is what you see with your shift, and you heal as normal.
Great.
Olsen, what are you doing with your shift? Is it going to be on the streets, or are you going to be at home?
He's gonna be at home. He actually stopped somewhere and get some food, sitting on the couch, listening to music, and just trying to see if he can recover from the other night. He didn't sleep well, see if he can recover from that.
So go ahead and roll your 1d8, please.
Right.
You may not want to roll the same thing you rolled last time. We're going to say that you get a call on your vid phone. It's from your key relation. What would your key relationship want from you now?
I don't know, probably owe him something. Try to get something I have of theirs.
All right. Okay, very good. Let me what do you owe this person?
I owe them a favor because they helped me out with a situation I couldn't do myself. So
Okay. All right. So, how do you want to handle this call for this favor?
As I'm probably mid-eating something, I sit down, turn on the vid phone, and just kind of like see what it is. I kind of just, what do you want? Middle of eating.
Look, you said you'd take care of that ticket for me. They sent me a second notice now. I can't have my place closed, you know. This is my place of business. If I can't get this handled, how am I going to give you what you need? You got to make this go away, man. If you're not able to make it go away, well, look, I can't, loose lips sink ships, and you've got a ship that you're sailing on, my friend.
Well, I can ask one of my other friends that could help out who are a little more savvy with that kinds of things. Just had a strenuous case I had to deal with. I can deal with it tomorrow. Will that work for you?
Better. If I get a third notice, man, some lips will be loosened. And
All
with
right.
that, they don't even hear that, all right, because they already hung up.
Oh.
And you're like, and you heal as normal for that one day. You get back your one. Unless you're doing something else, and we can discuss off game what other things that you could do to gain more resolve back and stuff back.
He just like, he feels a little better now. Not as much as he wants, but it's just, all right, I feel a little better. Got something.
All right. And now back to Willem. Are we...
Okay. Yeah, okay. Willem is hitting the street. Maybe this would be considered downtime. I don't know. But I would like to use contacts. I think Willem is the kind of guy that he knows people that from all of the bars, clubs, whatever, that he's worked with in the past. I would like to lean on some of these connections because I want to find that guy, that Styles, the albino. I'm sure that somebody mentioned that one of you guys would have reported back about him, would you not, when you spoke to after you spoke to Kill Magazine?
Yep.
that he had been mentioned. So I want to track him down.
Okay, excellent. So you can go ahead and make your connections roll.
Okay. Come on.
All right. So I'm going to say this. You have a location to check out
Okay.
for where he is known to have been seen. And as you kind of finish that shift and you go home with that address in hand, perhaps to be kind of pursued during another shift, you notice that you missed a text message or some sort of message on your phone during that time while you were kind of furiously looking for it.
Yeah.
And the text message says, "Billy, are you there?" And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Oh,